All right, welcome to the Shape Up. Today we got 5 guys on the panel. I'd like to introduce, we got Adonis G.
What's up? Adonis Gentry. See, I play music around Louisville or music wherever I can, I guess.
Music, okay.
Music from Louisville.
That's what's up. All right, we also got Ray Love in the house.
How y'all doing, man? I'm Ray Love. I'm from the city, Louisville. I'm a manager. I own a studio, and I'm an A&R at Win Records, international record label.
That's what's up. All right, we got Elliot.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Elliot Nichols. I'm from the city of Louisville as well. I'm a singer, songwriter, actor, entrepreneur. I'm here for all the good vibes. Let's get it.
That's what's happening, man. All right, we got a familiar guest, Ty.
What up, everybody doing? How everybody doing? It's always a pleasure to be in the house of strong company. Ty taking photos. So,
all right. And we got Doe. What up, Doe?
What's up now? Y'all ready for the day? Doing good. I'm doing good.
Man, I've been thinking, we got some music guys, some A&R guys on the show, so I definitely want to talk about music a bit, the entertainment business, like here in Louisville. I want to speak on, where it's at today, where it's come from over the past, several years to where y'all think it's going. Some marketing strategies. What you think about the talent here, the vibe here? What's our sound? What you think of Adonis?
Where should I start? Hold on, where is that?
Anyway,
That's a big question.
What is our sound?
Right.
Man?
What is our sound?
What is the Louisville, Kentucky, Midwest?
Well, I guess I'm glad you asked because that means we have one. I think I will say that far. I think Louisville has a sound. But I couldn't describe it with the genre or anything like super basic to, I don't know. Our sound is real. Like, I feel like the talent is here. Like, there's a lot of talent in Louisville. I've stepped in some random venues, not even venues, seen some shows in some barbershops and art galleries that's better than concerts I've paid to see here.
Okay.
But it's January 21, so everything's kind of slowed down. So.
Right, everything's shut down right now.
Mm-hmm. But we definitely have the talent. I don't know if the...
Wait, you gotta tell everybody what you do, bro. Like, you gotta tell everybody you're a crazy guitar player. Like, you gotta tell them.
I play guitar, so I'm not like a singer or artist or like.
It ain't about that. Like,
so I get to play around with different people. I play mainly in like a alt rock soul band, but I played everything from like top 40 to even doing, I don't know, just whatever people need my hands on, I guess, is where I try to be.
How long you been playing guitar?
I guess not long enough. Like 8 years.
8 years?
Going on 8 years.
You ain't playing.
I started late.
Nah, I mean, hey.
Later than normal, I guess. 28.
28.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how long it takes you to become
a perfect guitar player.
We're now on the guitarist, but 8 years at any...
when I find out, I'll tell you.
8 years at 8 years at anything is, a pretty decent length of time.
8 years with the internet, you know what I mean?
At least anyway. Yeah. You could become a doctor in 8 years, and we look at doctors like, you got a lot of years studying to do it, didn't you?
And I don't think anybody asked a doctor what their grades was over those 8 years when they were trying to get there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
so, right about that.
That's what's happening.
They should, though.
So, like, you say it's a lot of talent here. What do y'all think about making it here, though? What are your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that, right?
I think
you got to move. I mean, there's not really a lot of labels here or anything like that to get
There's not a lot of labels here, but there's a lot of people that can make them calls. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got access to all the labels.
Okay.
But, I don't have access to everybody's music. And then, a lot of people, man, when you tell them what they need to do to get their music going or get their business, rolling in the right direction, they don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I took a guy to Rock Nation. We sat in Hove's office and had a meeting. They loved his music. And when they said, man, pull your internet stuff up, he didn't have no internet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of stuff you got to do that comes with getting the music. The music is one thing. I mean, it's different for rap than it is for R&B because There's an artist here, Mars. She just signed to Sony during COVID over Zoom. And my people walked her in to Sony and got her a deal.
Oh, word.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? The people that walked her in, I'm an A&R on their label.
Dope too.
Yeah, so I mean,
I know you see a lot of talent in your studio.
Most definitely. You can make it out of Louisville, man. It's the market here is coming back. You know, it used to be a market here, but it went away. But it's starting to come back now. People like Jack,
Yeah,
2K,
well.
EST,
EST's doing well.
Bryson, Vori. And Vori's big from the city. You know what I'm saying? He signed to Meek Mills.
Okay.
He writes for Beyonce and shit. You know what I'm saying? But people don't know that. But he's from Louisville.
Right.
I mean,
So he writes, or is he an artist as well?
He's an artist too. He just dropped the album.
What's his name?
What is he? R&B?
Vori, V-O-R-Y. R&B. He's singing stuff.
Yeah, he's like a mixture between like R&B and hip hop.
Yeah, mixed between it. He writes for everybody in the industry though.
He can touch on a lot of stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
He actually co-wrote on Bryson Tiller's "Don't."
Yeah, he's the one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I think I heard
he's
of him.
super duper paid.
yeah.
And
So
he's from Louisville,
yeah.
Yeah.
But he's
I
not
thought he was
from
from
here.
Mexico.
But he's not from here. But
He's
he
not.
grew up here. He's from Texas.
Texas.
Yeah,
All right.
Nah, KY Engineering from Lexington.
yeah.
Okay,
KY
it's
is from
KY.
Lexington.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like it's a lot of guys like that kind of in your lane from here too, who like you might not necessarily see on an album cover or the way social media is. This might not be a person you see in pictures, but like I always thought that was the interesting thing to learn about music. You meet people like in situations like this and it's like, oh, that's all you do? Like you just do music. And it's a lot of people like that
Yeah,
in Louisville who that's their career. And you know what I mean?
man. One of the biggest guitarists in the world is from Louisville. He's from Victory Park. His name is Tommy Martin. You can Google him. He's got over 700 something placements. Madonna, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
You said his
From
name
the
is
city.
what?
Tommy Martin.
Tommy Martin.
Tomi Martin. Him and my dad's best friend. My dad's the lead singer of the Gap Band.
Okay.
He's on tour. They've been on tour for 8 years.
Wow.
But Tommy lives in Atlanta.
That's
you know what I'm saying? But
phenomenal.
everybody thinks he's from Atlanta, but he ain't. He's from Louisville.
What's your dad's name?
Phenomenal.
Charles Salter.
What is it?
Charles Salter.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Look,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the Gap Band's still performing together.
Yeah, they still on tour. They still do
Marguerite
shows.
go see him.
Yeah, I be going to some of the shows and stuff. They just did They just did Dr. Cosby's pastor's anniversary last year. The God
Sorry
House.
about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Gap Band ain't done Charlie Wilson now. Yeah.
Said it with Charlie Wilson.
That is really dope.
So that's all in your blood. So it just run through your veins.
Clockwork.
I mean, I used to do music here too. We were signed to Black from Player. I
Yeah.
was in the committee. It was a rap group. It was 5 of us. You know, once the group broke up, I moved to Atlanta with Seth and Sirs, and I started doing music down there. And I started really managing Seth and Sirs and running around doing through the city down there. All the people that I met and bumped into from 05 till now, they had labels now. You know, my people are vice presidents and A&R directors and same people I can call. They pick up the phone. You know what I'm saying? So if it's something hot, I can send it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't, you know, it's not a problem from where you coming from.
Like, I mean, I guess just being around music, I mean, me myself, I think I can spot talent, but I know that there are real like talent, like agents, not talent agents, but people.
The A&Rs. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are.
Okay, so that would be something that you find the talent, right?
That's what I do. I mean, I send music to people and it don't get picked. You know what I'm saying? I had people come to me years later and be like, man, you was right. We should have signed them. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it works. You know, it's really about the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm sending music, like when producers send me beats and I send their beats out, I tell them, don't pick the beats that you like the best. Just send me some shit. Cause I'm not even I might listen to them and be like, man, this is dope. But I'm gonna send every goddamn thing because you never know when somebody get those beats, how they feeling and what type of headspace they in. So some shit I might not like, they might love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just send the stuff like I don't, you know.
So what do you normally look for though?
I mean,
young
it's just different. I mess with trap dudes, you know what I'm saying? I mess with pop shit, top 40 shit. My dad's one of the biggest house music artists in the world. I listen to house music. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to everything. So I mean, it ain't a specific thing that I listen to. If I listen to it and I hear it and I like it, I mean, you know, it's just my taste. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I like all music though. So, you know, I listen to everything.
Yeah, because it seems like it would be difficult, like being an A&R guy, and maybe you have a country artist, you could have a hip hop artist, you could have a rock artist, you know, but to be able to like hear the talent and know this person is talented and we can make a hit with this person from different genres of music, that seems kind of wild.
Yeah.
You know, because I can't listen to a country song and tell you if that's gonna be a hit or not.
Yeah, I ain't got the ear.
I can't do it. Now I can tell you if R&B song or hip hop song.
I mean, it ain't even really about if it's a hit or not. You know what I'm saying? It's about whoever's in that position of power, if they like it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
I believe the stations can make almost anything a hit.
Yeah, I mean they can for real because it's called radio programming. They program you to like shit. When I moved to Atlanta, I went to the club, Laffy Taffy was playing. And I'm from Louisville. I go to the club and hear this. I'm like, man, what's going on? What is this? But you know what I'm saying? I got used to what was going on down there. It was just a different vibe. I mean, my homeboy, he died like 3 years ago. His name was Seth Firkins. He's from Louisville. White dude. He was Future's engineer. Everything you heard from Future up until 3 years ago, my homie recorded them. You know what I'm saying? But he was recording Rocco before Future. You know, Future was signed to Rocco.
Right.
So I heard Future before anybody heard him. And when they played it for me, I was like, I don't know about that.
Wasn't there?
You know what I'm saying? Because it was just something different. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that it was whack.
Right.
It was like,
if that was gonna be
I was
what
like,
they
shit, I
wanted.
don't know.
That time, that
You know what I'm saying?
space.
But that was just what I thought. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, they say Jay Prince, he didn't feel Drake's music.
Yeah, he wasn't
when
feeling
was
Drake.
like that singing, rapping stuff. Man, what is that?
And his son said, Pops, let me do it.
Son said, Pops, this is it.
It blew
What
straight
they
up.
want.
Yeah. So that's what I said, man. It's a lot of people in the way. Really, man, it's a lot of people here, man, that got connects to industry people, man, that they won't even call them for you. Like, I ain't that type of person. If you send me some music and I think it's dope, I'll send it. You know what I'm saying? And if it ain't, I'm gonna let you know, like, this ain't it, bro. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the beats, I really don't judge people's beats. I send them out because you never know how somebody feel. You know what I'm saying? Or what mood they in or what they going through in the creative space that they in. You know what I'm saying?
So what would you tell a local artist here that wants to get into the industry? What would you tell them they need to focus on? Like most?
I mean, you need to focus on. I mean, if you're good and you're doing songs, you need to focus on building your catalog and putting music out. Like the industry nowadays is different from what it was back in the days. They used to artists develop artists. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that no more because the internet's free. They like, you know, you can get popping on your own. We not gonna do it for you. So when you bring a rap artist to the label, they want to see analytics. They want to see how people engaging with your record. How many people's hitting that button these monthly subscribers on what is it? Spotify. When you go on Spotify, it's got the monthly subscribers of the people that's listening to your shit monthly. So you got a person that's got 1,000 monthly subscribers and you got a person that's got 100,000 monthly subscribers. You know, they might not be better than each other, but it's about analytics and you know what I'm saying?
How they can what they can do with you in the algorithms.
It's the industry, man, is a bunch of college educated pencil pushers, man, that do numbers. It ain't like it used to be when it was a feeling. It is sometime when you know somebody and you can actually get directly to those people. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, man, it's a 1 in a million chance that you get a deal. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely seems like they push certain artists a lot more than seem like they push who they want to push.
They do, and then they push who got the money. Some people come in with their own bread and their own investors. You know what I'm saying? Like some people don't have the money. We got some people that got their own money that can pay for radio, that can pay for internet marketing, that can pay for a publicist and go to a label and say, look, I got my money to pay for all this. Let me use your company imprint and put my stuff out. I pay for all my own stuff. Like, you got people that do it.
Who here in Louisville have you seen to do that?
There's a few people who's pushed their own music, and Harris Season pushes his own music. He's been doing it for years, not to the extent to where you getting publicists. People are doing marketing, but they're not doing no big marketing campaigns. Ain't nobody putting 100,000 behind no marketing campaign, because if they was, they would be all over the place. And we got a publicist. Anything that's going on in the industry, those publicists are plugged to all the parties, all the award shows. So you're on the red carpet. I had people, go to those events through a publicist, but not nobody to do no real big campaign. It's a dude out Valley Station, man, white dude, Dusty Lee. He do all his stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying? He's got big publishing. Now he signed to Sony. You know what I'm saying? People see you working. It's not about how good you are. 90% of the business is the business. 10% is the artistry. Like, you got to be able to work. You know what I'm saying? People got to see that work ethic for them to want to, put some money into you. Because, to me, Gucci ain't the dopest lyricist ever.
Right.
But he went so hard and recorded, 20, 30 songs a day.
You got to respect his hustle.
You got to respect his hustle.
You gotta actually want to do the music. Like, I think because even if you can do the music, there's so much else that you have to do.
So many
it
people
has
that's talented.
to like kind of work in your favor, and you got to find the right people and the right traction and the right, like, even if you are really good, there's still, depending on where you want to go, or at least what makes you feel like a professional musician or somebody doing it for a living.
Mm-hmm.
There's still so much that has to happen or needs to happen, or at least would be nice if it happened for you after you've, established to yourself that, hey, I'm going to make this music, I'm going to make this art, and I'm okay, just like any other job or career. I'm okay just making this for what it's worth for my life. Because I think a lot of people now, especially because they know to get to a certain level, you still have to have all of that. They focus on that first.
Mm-hmm.
And then they might get their first opportunity, or, kind of every blind squirrel finds a nut. You get this attraction, or you get this traction, and people are like, all right, now let's see what you do. And now that's when they're like, that's right.
That was one of the first things I said, build that catalog.
I didn't actually, I was just waiting on y'all to tell me I should start, like.
And that's
Elliot, I was going to ask you, man, like, okay, like, okay, you're an artist, right? And in order to like build your how hard, difficult it is. Okay, a lot of it's talent. Obviously, you have to have talent to be successful. Well, not all the time, you know what I'm saying, but it helps.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone that's super talented, like they just mentioned, the best rapper in the world might not be Drake, but Drake might be the hottest rapper right now. You know what I'm saying? The best singer may not be whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? Might not be Chris Brown, but Chris Brown is definitely the hottest right now. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's a lot of it is image. A lot of it is how they market you. But if you was to break it down, like how much talent is needed versus how much marketing and just selling your brand. I mean, when I listen to music, I mean, that all that the theatrics and stuff, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, the music got to be good too.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it really boils down to is what do you sound like, live? Because people ultimately want to come to your shows. That's what it boils down to. You make the music to have a show, to have a concert, to get a fan, to create an engagement, to have that moment. Or to me, in my instance, me and my brother, we've put in like just thousands and thousands of hours like into the craft that we want to do, And so when we get into the arenas, to be able to rub elbows with the big wig people, it's easy. We can keep up with them. We can embrace with them. Why? Because we done practice. We've done this work. None of this is unfamiliar. You know what I mean? But like he said, build your catalog, but you also got to be working on your craft. You really gotta be good. You gotta be good. Like, if somebody tells you to sing, you got to be able to sing and then wow everybody. And that's another thing too. Like, you got to have like the it factor to me is like being like Michael Jordan. Like, he wowed everybody in his circle too. And that's what counts to me as well. You know, when you constantly, everybody else is, you know, cool, the public, but if your niggas close to you, your peers are like all the time, you cease to amaze them. That's undeniable because you always got to be, hey, don't ever think that I'm at a cap. I'm always about to drop 65 on you. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, you got to be good. You got to build your catalog or whatever. But what my man's was talking about was if you want a partnership with the industry, you know what I mean? And if you do want a partnership with the industry, you better have some leverage. And that's what it comes down to as well. How much leverage do you have when you in the boardroom with Rockefeller or whoever? You know what I mean? It's just what do you have to offer?
And that leverage can be the talent too. Yeah, you know, that leverage can be how talented you are.
Yeah, but everybody's talented too. So it's like if you talented and I got $1 million in the bank as well, and I got 1 million followers on all of my platforms, but I want to partner with y'all because y'all's distribution in Japan is amazing. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that because we both know I don't need you, but I would like to reach more people in Japan. So let's work it out that way. You know what I mean? And if you come in like that, and that's what and it reaches back to Adonis too. You gotta have the passion because when the doors are closing and when the no's are coming, like, do you still want to do this? You know, like, do you really just want to do this when nothing else is going on? You know what I mean? Right. You know, it's a lot of factors, and then it's not just music. It's content. Yeah. Are you? You do music, but what else? Are you selling something? Do you sell a clothing brand? Are you investing in something? How's the money working for you? How's the because it's just so much. The music is a great piece of the pie to influence. Brand. Yeah, to the
ultimately you a brand.
We got like all three because you like an artist that these and you like make artists.
And one is you the brand. So when you come to these companies, what's your brand like? You know what I mean? Because as an independent artist nowadays, with the platforms that they provide, and you can go out here with a polished brand and do your own thing. Like I was mentioning to these brothers or artists, I ain't gonna give them no buzz because he ain't paying me. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I was mentioning to these guys or artists who's really not known, but when you look him up, you know what I mean? Like he has the numbers. Mm-hmm. And you know, probably from where he's located, it has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's out in the Cali, but you know.
So he's not branding himself enough or what?
No, he is. No, what I'm saying is he's branding himself on a level to where he can go to any company, I'm sure, with leverage and do any numbers he wants. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Fortunately, he does good for himself, just like Young Dolph. And you see what I'm saying? Dolph is independent, does everywhere independently.
On a smaller scale, I guess not like the industry very top, you know, where everybody wants to be. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of success, especially in other scenes with bands or artists that can really put on live shows.
Exactly.
Getting that same data that they look at and just using it to their own advantage, really. Like, hey, we get, we got 1,500 monthly listeners in Atlanta on Spotify. So let's use some Facebook ads, Instagram ads to promote a show in Atlanta. And heck, we might be able to go down there and sell 100 tickets, 200 tickets, sell another $3-4 grand worth of merch. And for a 7-man team, that's not a bad, depending on where you want to be, it might not be a bad overnight haul. And people are playing in their own.
The game.
I think it's going to be different. I think after having to take a whole year off, there's going to be more of a spectrum. Like it used to be starving artists trying to make it. And then they link with the right people and then they made it. And it's either you playing shows for free or you making telephone
I also
money.
think this, before we switch whatever, I think coronavirus has leveled the playing field. And I think it has just put a pause on everything and allowed everybody to just enter a phase of what do I want to work on? What can I work on? What can I be better at? And then we'll see who comes out of this with more content or who's better or who's whatever. So it's just like, yeah, because like, you know who's hot or whatever, but really everybody's I know what you want. You at home. Right. Everybody's at home. You chilling at home.
So speaking of the virus, of what you were saying, how did that help you, or what did it do with you as far as your?
Luckily, I'm smart. So, me and my family, we created a live stream broadcast company.
Okay.
And then we flipped the scene and started making bread another kind of way, which is why you got to be, the music is just a small piece or whatever. But if you got an internet brand and if you got, you know, a real 40,000 people following you, a real 40,000 people, you may have 100,000 followers, but out of those 100,000, if you can get 40,000 of them to buy something from you every month,
You good.
Subscription,
Yeah.
merch.
Think
What are
about
we-
that, bro.
what are we-
That's at
what
$1,
are we-
and that's even talking
what are
about
we
at $1.
ever talking about? You know what I mean? So it's how you flip it. It's how you flip it. It's how you use, it's how you pivot, really. You know,
Right.
for everybody. Everybody's thing is different though.
Yeah.
Hey man, I agree with bro.
Right.
So
But just like with anything, man, COVID changed a lot of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it changed the way a lot of people hustle and got their money, and you know, entertainers included. No, I miss going to concerts and stuff, man.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm
man,
saying?
COVID allowed
Man.
people to get that bread the easier way, man. Come on, man. You just gotta be a little bit innovative. Like
Ain't have to
like
work
the
too
brother
much.
said, man, it leveled the playing field. So what's your brain like?
What's your brain like?
That's real.
I think it's gonna come back though. Like I think
Plandemic.
a lot of people really missed live shows, or really like on both ends of it, from playing them to going to them. Just like, oh, this live streaming. Like as far as like, I think back, I can remember like April. A lot of people were like, oh my God, there's never gonna be live music again. Like it's all gonna be streamed. It's all gonna be like, no. And I'm like reading them, like, you know, reading the comments saying that. And I'm like, no, because it's all I did for money and fun and all of that. But I think I think a lot of people are dedicated to like, that's just, and maybe 2020 made people realize that too. Like I enjoy music.
Man.
Like so many people were just used to having it be a part of their life all the time. You know, they didn't realize whenever I went out for fun, I was going to see some band.
Made you
or
appreciate
when
all
I
the
wanted
small
to
things.
wear my favorite outfit, it was because I was going to the most popping concert in the city. They didn't realize, or even like,
the most popular
you know,
concert in the city.
or even like some of the, like you see some of the restaurants in Louisville kind of like, you know, COVID hit them a lot, and it's like, hey, maybe people were going for the music and not the chicken tenders. Like we haven't had live music in so long. Like I think people miss it.
Yeah, because when they came out with that, like the versus battle, I was like, oh, this is all right right
It's
here.
hot though.
Yeah.
I like
You know,
that.
it was all right.
Innovative.
Yeah.
It's being very innovative,
Something new.
man.
That was all right.
we
And then
are
where
some-
they offer to the people, see, they so tough to where they offer to the people for free, but they still getting paid off
Paid
the
off.
back
They
of
getting
marketing and sponsorship.
so
And
much
ads.
It's
money.
smart.
And the views
I see
and all that.
aspirations for this one, bro.
Dreams go
Hey.
sky high.
And that don't mean that Versus can't adapt. Like imagine,
Hats
you know,
off to
later
Trevor
on
and
next year when
Swiss.
you can go to a Versus live. You spent all
Live,
2020
man.
watching them on TV. So it's like, y'all, me and my homies, we gonna go to Cincinnati
So
and
now
see
they done
this
took the
person
smack.
versus
Same
this
thing they did
person.
with Wildin' Out.
Like that would be crazy.
Took
You
Wildin'
see
Out on
people
tour.
Hey,
you know,
Yeah.
So
Same
what?
thing.
Same thing.
Smack
Right.
was doing
So-
it, but what happened with that? My bad.
No. But I want to ask, we was talking about music and how difficult it's been through COVID and stuff like that, and the different factors of becoming successful as an artist. But like, how do you like growing a sustainable brand? Let's see, like we talked about the branding, but to grow a sustainable brand, you need the social media platform, obviously. You need good music coming out. I mean, you won't have the good social media probably if you don't have the good music coming out. But are there any other, things that you need to do to for someone that's out there trying to become an artist and
I think
they're struggling with getting
think-
over that hump and they just not, I mean, I know it's all, I hear you say it's about meeting certain people and having those connections. What if they don't have those connections? They just have to, hang around until they make those connections? I mean,
You gotta move around and bump into
think
people.
like studios.
Who are your
Are there a lot of
friends?
studios in the city?
Yeah, there's a lot of studios here, man, and people don't even know about them. There's studios
right.
everywhere. You know what I'm
That seems
saying?
like that would be where you start. Right
Yeah,
there.
I mean, we used to go to Miami to Circle House Studios. The guys that did the Cops, the song on Cops, the Bad Boys,
Yeah.
the Jamaicans. They got a studio called Circle House. Their son running, his name is BB. That's my homie. Man, me and my homie that make beats, we used to go down there and rent the room out, open the door, and just play beats. Cool and Dre's in there. Dr. Dre, Beyonce, Ray J, Khaled, everybody's in the studio. And we open the door and play beats, smoke, drink, kick it. They'll come look in the room like, man, who was that? Who's playing them beats? Can we come? Like, man, go on in there. You know what I'm saying? We did the same thing in Atlanta, same thing in Miami, same thing in Florida. I mean, we went everywhere and just rented out studio space at the Poppin' Studios and played beats.
Yeah.
We was in the studio with Wayne in the A room. We in the B room playing beats.
Whatever it took to get heard.
They told us to cut the music down.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, y'all in there bopping too loud, man.
Too much forward. We in there trying to work.
We tried to get up out of there, and when we was leaving out, Wayne was coming through the hallway and seen us and was like, man, that was y'all in there? Man, play me some of them beats, KY, like they knew my buddy. So, you know, like I said, you just got to move around, man. Like
Move around, let everybody know who you are. When, like, me as a barber, after so long of being in the field, people just automatically put my occupation with the person. When they saw me, they saw a haircut or a question about hair or something like that. You know, it just became synonymous. You know, I see somebody in the mall, man, I'll be in there for a shape up, man.
Right.
Or, you know,
Out to eat.
man, I went somewhere, man, did it look right, man? Did it look right over here? And it was just,
time y'all start?
that was just their first, their first conversation to me was usually hair related.
Exactly.
You know, so I think it's, you know, part of branding, and, you know, people need to become what you do. You know, when people
Man,
see
you're a
you, they
testament.
need to see you as what it is you do.
Every time I step out, if I don't have my camera tied, where's your camera? Like I can't have and enjoy myself, you know, on leisure time without having it strapped to me. But at the end of the day,
That's how you eat, though.
I really appreciate that, because a lot of times I don't have it too far away. Because it's a lot of times where I run into situations that goes back to falling into those opportunities. And I say success, you know, I wasn't in the last show, but success is when preparation meets opportunity. So I'm saying, so like, yeah, we've been working, but when it's my chance, I do got a catalog. I have been working. Like, I haven't just been sleep.
Yeah.
You know, I
gotta
haven't
be
not
ready
just
for
been
opportunity.
existing.
I think
Right.
Yeah, everybody just
Those
gets
are
a
the-
turn. Everybody, like, it's like looking at a
facts.
door. You know what I mean? Like, everybody can't run through the door at the same time.
Right.
And those are the one-hit wonders, man. The people that ain't prepared. You know, they blow up and take off, and next thing you know, you don't hear from them no more.
Right.
I feel
That's
like
it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing prepared. They don't have no catalog. They got a chance, they got a shot. And when the show, I tell artists all the time, they ask me, or artists that I deal with, they be like, man, you know, when is it going to happen for me? And I'm like, man, you just got to keep working. You never know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, or, you know, you just got to work and be prepared for when it does, you can sustain. Like, a lot of people just stumble onto shit
I feel like
and can't sustain it, you know?
people have this idea of music. I think it's the best thing, I guess I can say I learned from starting late, is that people think of music, I guess being a fan of it, you know, and only seeing the top, like the famous, that it's this magic thing or this different world that's different than any other job or any other career path,
Right.
where just generally, are you good to work with? Because nobody makes it all by themselves. Clearly,
Man,
everybody said, you
oh my
need this,
goodness,
you need
bro.
this, you need this, and that's people.
Right.
Whether it's, because I'm a guitar player, so it's like some of the stuff they were talking about you got to have. I'm like, yeah, I ain't got to have it. I'm like a professional hitchhiker. Once you get your deal, I'll play with you. You know what I mean? I got you on a tour or whatever.
You definitely need a team. Definitely
But
a team.
as I, you know,
Definitely.
I don't think I got any of the work that I've done. I feel like maybe 10% of it was from actually being good, and the rest of it is just, are you easy to work with? Like, because that will, when it talks about all these people that you need to meet, like, I feel like being a good artist is more about, you
Personality.
know, just increasing your
Yeah.
chances to be at the right place at the right time, and always being yourself in those places at that time.
Because
You
some
know,
people ain't
like,
sociable people. You know
yeah,
what
some
I'm saying?
people aren't, or some people like are too caught up in
Gotta
other
be
stuff
likable.
where you miss an opportunity. Like, you know,
So with y'all being, you know, the artists, and I've always heard that you know, Louisville's crabs, you know, in a bucket. So what with y'all being on this podcast, what do y'all want the people here in Louisville to do to come together to get y'all the exposure that the Atlanta residents give to their local artists? What what should be done? What needs to happen?
I think just more people looking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that got access to labels, A&Rs, you know what I'm saying, and got the emails and stuff. They could just send it, man. Like me, I ain't even got to be dealing with you. You ain't got to be signing me or nothing. I'll send your music out. Like, I don't care. You know, I'm going to get my shit back from what I put out into the world, bro. Like, I ain't doing this because it pays my bills. I ain't sending your music out because I'm going to put some money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? If I send it out and if something happened and you get some bread and I need you, it's like, you know, my people's with Mars that got her deal at Sony. Me and Wu didn't do no paperwork. I just told him, man, when I need you to make that call for me like I made it for you, make that call for me. So when I do go to him and be like, hey, man, I need you to, he going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just more of that. You know what I'm saying?
He's right now. He's definitely right. Luckily, we got people like Jack Harlow, who's extreme. His turbulence is just extremely high right now, and you can see where he's literally influencing his comrades' lives directly, financially. You know what I mean? Like in real time. You know what I mean? Like showing like. Putting them on. We on trips. We doing shows. Like we out here. They have
Jack
a whole...
has always had this message that like, yeah, I'm from Louisville because there's like I'm the best one, but there's a lot of me there. Like don't sleep on my city. Like I
love him for that, man. Because everywhere he go, he raps the city, man. I love that.
That's what counts.
Let's give all the local artists that made it a big shape up then, man, you know, and you know, they come and go get some more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's coming though. I mean, the industry is definitely shining a light on the city by these people that we have coming out. You know what I'm saying? They're looking. They make calls and ask, man, who else is hot? Like those calls are being made, you know what I'm saying? And we just got to create the market, and I think we're doing it. It's not going to be light years fast like people want it to be, but it's definitely being made.
When you...
I like how he mentioned though that Jack is putting his boys on and they doing things together. And hopefully as other artists become successful, more and more successful, that they bring, you know, their crew on as well.
Yeah, they doing it. That's what Jack's doing. The people that he's putting on, then they got artists that they deal with too. You know, it ain't gonna happen right now, but it's you know, it's in the pipeline, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's why I said it ain't everybody's time
that's
right
exactly
now.
How Atlanta did.
Yeah.
That's how they did.
I think if you got to give Jack credit, like I think, and we might not see it yet, but like I think it's an era now where because of him, when you might randomly hear an artist, you know, just come across the screen on your phone and you like, I like this, or you be in a shop somewhere and you hear some music like and you see that they're from Louisville, you're not surprised, or you're not like Louisville, or you like
people,
you know, even if
Bryson.
you don't affiliate that connection, like, oh, that's where that Jack Harlow dude's from. Like generally, like I think he ingrained it in a lot of people's minds.
People didn't know Bryson was from here.
Yeah, you know, like
they marketed him out of LA.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He's mentioned it in a few songs, but
yeah, I mean, but you know, they market you as a LA artist. You ain't on no buildings down here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't
care to claim
billboards out there, but not here.
Some people don't care to claim it. They want to be out there. You know,
they said it's like Bryson really got like popping and knowing off of like the World Star, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't even that. It was some man, he had some computer dudes hack into a school database, shares music. All the students started sharing it, and it just started trending.
And it just started going.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no big cult following before all that happened.
No, I just heard it was like World Star, like the females were dancing off of the dome, and then it was just like boom, all of a sudden it was.
I mean, you had somebody grooming him, you know, for a while. Like Nick Vibes was working with him. He's dead now, but I mean, Vibes was definitely, you know, helping him, working with him, giving him records and shit. So he got a lot of swag from over there, and Vibes was dope. You know what I'm saying? So he helped him a lot. I mean, I just think, man, a lot of the artists need to do what Jack's doing, man. Like he's repping the city wherever he go. Jimmy Kimmel, he's with Puff wherever he's at. He's got his Louisville jacket on his hat. He's throwing his L's up. Like that's big for the city, man.
I think he got a static replica chain.
Oh
yeah,
he went that
beautiful.
He got the same chain. Yeah, he redid the chain.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I think it's beautiful that he's carrying that kind of energy, especially with, you know, what's been taking place for the last 6 to 7 months. You know what I'm saying?
So is this the same one off of Lollipop? Is that the chain that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
With all
it's
the
not,
highways.
it's not the same one. I think
Is
it's,
it
No, it's not the same one, but he
It's a
did a
replica.
replica.
it's a replica.
replica.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy though.
But yeah, man, I think the scene is definitely coming up, man. It's we building it. I mean, you gotta build it. You know, you can go out of town and try to make it. I mean, there is bigger cities and more opportunities because we don't have no market. You know what I'm saying? But it'll come, man. Like people putting these studios here and these artists getting on. Like I'm building a studio in Portland, the old Portland Rec Center on 26. I got the whole basement.
26 in what?
26 in Portland, right across from Shaheem's, the rec center.
Oh, the rec
Yeah, I got the whole basement building it out. I'm putting
Is that
3
the,
rooms in
school,
there.
is that school in there as well?
It used to be an old school, but it was the old rec center. But I mean, just to that.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm doing 2 rooms, just regular studio.
Yeah, he deserves
My
it.
3rd room,
Big shape up.
I'm doing that for the kids, man. I'm gonna let them come in and record for free.
Oh,
Teach them how to record, teach them how to mix, teach them how to produce, just how to run the business and how to, do something other than being an artist or a writer. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because it's money to be made in those areas too.
So you
And
want to start like a
of us
trade
in them
school with
positions,
it.
you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
They just now opened up an engineering program at U of L, like this year.
Yeah, I thought that's something that should have been taught in schools, a long time ago.
Man, my buddy Seth and KY, they didn't go to school for that shit, but they was at Georgia Tech teaching classes. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even go to school for it. Like,
Put that work in.
Engineering music.
Yeah.
You gotta put that work in.
It's mind blowing how much.
So that's a self-taught industry, huh?
It's
they do have school
anything
for
can
it. You
be
got to go to
self-taught.
Full Sail in Florida.
Don't
know what
go
I'm
to
saying?
Full Sail.
I'm just saying they got
got
schools.
schools.
You know what I'm
Don't go
saying? But
there.
it ain't.
Isn't MTSU like a good
Yeah,
engineering?
they got a few of them that's got engineering schools that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But most of the people that learn, that's in the industry, like there's a guy Mudknock. I don't know if y'all know who Mudknock is. Mudknock he's from Louisville, man. He's got the biggest underground studio in Atlanta. Everybody that passed through Atlanta goes to Mudknock Studios in the lofts. Everybody that came through Atlanta and from Louisville, we used to go down there. He's from the city.
I love how studios is always like hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, they
You know,
everywhere, man.
It's like it's these places, this crazy stuff goes on. Like, if the walls inside could talk, but like you drive, like I think La La Land's one of my favorite studios.
I love
in
that
Louisville.
place.
It's like a big wide open, a bunch of rugs and lamps and stuff. I think Kevin Ratterman started it, and he's done a bunch of work for like countless rock bands and stuff. But if you know the industry and stuff, like even outside of being famous artists, like there's a lot of money to be made. I think he mixed the music on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater game.
Oh,
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what? And that's obviously being right place, right time. Like
Man,
nobody.
Studio right down on 4th Street. Hugo Diaz's studio. That's Pitbull's engineer. He mixes all Pitbull stuff.
In this spot, it's like, when you're driving
Yeah,
up
he's right on
Liberty.
4th Street, over top of the radio station.
Dang, Pitbull's down there in Miami, but he gets his stuff.
His engineer and his mixing is here. He
Live here,
live in
huh?
Indiana.
You drive up Liberty when it goes through that awkward little bridge where each lane got its own lane. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it's that little warehouse looking thing.
what are you talking about? The old head first?
You talking 2nd Street?
No.
No, when you just going like driving up downtown, like if you was about to go up
downtown.
towards like Frankfurt Avenue or towards like Headliners Music Hall and stuff. If you were just going,
Okay.
I can't remember what it is, but that little like underpass right there, you would think it's just some old rundown warehouse and like,
Oh, you talking about right there on the left by Payne Street?
yeah, right there.
Shout out to Saint Engineering and Head First Media.
Yeah. Some of
Shout out
the
to him.
craziest stuff ever. You go walk in there and see.
Yes, sir.
We ain't 10 days.
What are we projecting this year to be like?
I know.
I mean-
So far, it's like it's December 42nd.
Right. Because
Still in it. We still trapped.
because we're still trapped in the
I
madness.
think when the administration changes,
It's going to be good, man.
well, I can't say it's just going to go away because
I'm ready for
he's going to have
politics.
his base and they still going to be talking about a rigged election and all that stuff.
We need
What are we-
politics to get
But
boring.
what are we,
again,
11
you know
days
what I mean?
in? What are we, 11 days into the new year, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're 11 days into the new year and 9 murders.
And
9 murders, 11 days into the new year.
It's crazy.
It's a circle.
And it's freezing cold outside. Now counting that we just had a shooting at Coles and the person got killed. shooting inside of the club and all this.
People still dying
You know
from
what I mean?
2020 stuff. And
You know,
COVID
so
and-
Yeah, I wish I was more informed about the shooting at Coles. I mean, all this.
You say
all
me
this
move
stuff
in?
is-
Yeah, I think, man, it's crazy, man. Like, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's real life situations going on, but
It's real life situations, man. But like, seem like the barrier, the bar for what you die for has
So low.
been lowered. Like, you can die for almost anything now. I mean, it used to be, man, as long as you don't, touch me or try to harm me or my loved ones or something like that, man, you usually could let someone slide. Unless they just did something so disrespectful that it just had to be,
I think the respect is gone, man. Like back in the days, man, shit, we got our ass whooped at school. You know what I'm saying? So they changed it now to where, parents can't even discipline their kids, man. So you had a different type of respect for your parents and for the people in your neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Because, it was really a village. The neighbors catch you doing some shit and get you, and your parents wasn't mad. Nowadays, they can't do that.
And they took away the privacy of the home.
Yes, sir.
See, the home is a private. It's private. The world's not privy to that. The neighborhood is not privy to that. The school, nobody is.
Think about
including the police, fire department, EMS, anybody. Nobody's privy to the home.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta think about it, man. How many school shootings you have back in the day?
Zero.
When you was getting your ass whooped. You know what I'm
Columbine
saying?
didn't happen until I was out of school.
Yeah, whenever something's popular, like you can you can be glorified for doing a lot of different things now,
Some people care how they get famous.
Yeah, a lot of people, like, if they live, a lot of people going out with a bang is worth it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, if I tried my whole life to be something and to me it never amounted to anything.
My 15 years of fame is worth it.
Yeah, and now I see in a world where, hey, at least I can go out a legend. Like, at least I can give people something. I can make the world stop for 5 minutes a day.
Right.
Or however long.
And then the thing about it is if they don't die in the process of the 15 minutes of fame that they're seeking, they go to a place in the system that they're glorified, they're accepted, they're put on a pedestal because they've done something to another person that these people over here glorify. So he goes from one situation to a better situation in a bad situation.
Let me ask you this, man, just to lighten it up a little bit. We were just speaking about the shootings at Coles. I did want to lighten it up just a little bit. What do you think about nightclubs now in the city? The best nightclubs. I mean, I know they come and go. They come and go a little bit, man. But I'm not really a going out person. Haven't been out probably 3 times in the last 2 years. But so I don't really know the club scene as it is in the city right now. But what clubs are popping? What clubs are good clubs to attend in the city?
I visited Vibes and I had a good vibe because I like open space.
Yeah,
I like open space and I like bottle service.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's when you get to a certain age and you get to a certain status, you shouldn't be standing at the bar trying to order drinks.
Yeah, I think everybody depends on what works for you. Like how you said, hey, I like to go out a couple of times. I think Louisville, especially here, it is a cool place where you have a lot of stuff tucked in where people can find. That's what I've found. Like I've never, usually when it's a new spot in town and that's where everybody's going, I'm like, oh, it might not be my scene then.
That's kind of
let me
I'm
stay.
gonna wait for a while.
Yeah, let me stay away from that when I'll see, or maybe, if the time is right, stars align, I'll end up there and see what it's like. But I'm not I'm not gonna run there because everybody says it's awesome because that's probably why it's not for me.
Have you ever been to what's the one on the top of the roof? 8 Up?
8 Up.
8 Up's cool.
8 Up's dope.
Now,
That's nice.
8 Up would be all that to me if the music was different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
If the music
music's
was
different,
our music,
that
man,
music's different. It's a
the
different
crowd.
scene.
8 Up would be like,
Yeah.
They don't
But
want
music
that.
what I
and
would
the crowd's
like.
different.
Yeah, they don't want that there.
they
Music
definitely
is
don't
what
want
brings
that.
your,
But
music
they can
is
have
what
our
brings.
music there and still have some good stuff. Like they can have
But the thing-
chaos.
We
there.
could have a night.
Or not even,
chaos
yeah,
can be there, and it'll be all right.
not even
Ain't
just
gonna
like
be
a
no-
R music, like
Great
something
good timers could
consistent.
Go there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It can be
Yes.
cool.
Something consistent. Like I like Jimmy Can't Dance. It's a little speakeasy. It started out as a jazz club, and it used to be, I think it was just straight jazz for a little bit, and they started letting other bands and acts and different stuff in there. But now that they've been open for 2 years, it's a spot that I know, like, I don't care who's there. I know
I like
the
live
quality.
music, too,
Really? Yeah, it's right on 7th Street. You know where another place Sandwich Shop is?
On 7th Street?
Yeah.
What's the name of the other spot you said?
Another place Sandwich Shop. It's like 100 block of
Another
7th Street
place
between.
sandwich stop.
It's been there since like the 70s too, I think.
Brother.
Yeah.
Nah, I haven't been
But it's like the
What is
basement of it.
Was it in between?
It's in between Main and Market on 7th.
Oh, that
Right
was
across the
7th.
street from
Okay,
21C.
I'm always
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah, no, but like you know where 21C is with the penguin,
Yeah,
the art
yeah,
hotel
yeah.
right across the street from it.
21C
The
's dope.
basement of the Sandwich Shop is like a jazz club.
And I'm getting into
Traditionally, like brick inside.
Didn't know
whiskey
it.
roll
Yeah.
type of businesses.
But it-
Checking it out, and I'm impressed.
Mhm.
Man, in
impressed with
Nulu, they got a spot called Butchertown Market.
Yeah.
Man, it's dope. They got a bar upstairs.
Listen to me, listen to me. This is crazy. In the 70s, I used to walk to Butchertown Market, and my mom used to stop at Butchertown Market every morning, taking me to Wesley House, which is right there on Washington,
Yeah.
right? Butchertown Market, you sit on the corner, it used to be a grocery store, deli, old school, wooden floors. And when they started redoing that stuff, they took that and did something with it instead of just taking that business and that just been long standing, knowing it couldn't survive anymore as a grocery store.
Turned into a restaurant.
Let's
It's got a, it's
let's
got a
do
bar
something
on
else
it
with it
now.
because the name speaks for
Is that
itself.
Butchertown Grocery?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice, super plush, like super couchy, vibey bar above it. I don't think they're
Upstairs,
open
yeah.
all the time. Lola
Yeah.
is what it's called.
Man, it's dope.
It's super dope. I had one of the
Super
best
dope.
burgers I've ever had in this city on Lola.
So
It's
there
dope.
are other clubs and nightclubs and stuff like that. You got you guys might not be old enough. They got a 35 and older club that's on 4th Street.
That's the old
Cunningham's.
no, it ain't Cunningham's.
It was a restaurant or something.
Can't
Wasn't it
think of
Cunningham's?
Encore?
Encore is the
No,
name.
it's
Is that the
not
name of
Encore.
the
I don't know.
Possibly it was. Or was it?
It used
What's
to
the
be
club?
Cunningham's.
It used to be Cunningham,
Yeah, it's
Right there,
Encore
right?
then, right across from the Palace.
but it turned to a nightclub.
Yeah.
I think they have, I know they have
something else
bands
on
in
The old
there.
there.
Palladium?
And it's
The
something
old
else.
Palladium?
No,
Something else on 4th Street too.
It
Like,
used to be called Set.
what was the club that was out
4th Street.
out Newburgh?
The hole in the wall?
Nah, not Hole in the Wall. On Fern Valley.
Mhm.
Was it Caddies?
Yeah, it's Caddies.
Nah, it ain't Caddies. I can't think of this club. It's like an older club, man.
before
Kind of
me.
like
The Elks.
the Elks. It's down here now, right?
Yeah, but the Elks is on. It's in the East End. I can't remember the exact.
It's around 4th Street, I thought, wasn't it? Ain't it around that way? Ain't the Elks? I think it's
Yeah.
around that way somewhere.
But it's not
Like
I'm
Breckenridge
talking about on
type.
4th Street, like right before you get to 4th Street Live.
Oh, this is on across Broadway, like going towards Breckenridge and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
It's the Elks is that way.
yeah, the Elks is that way going
Yeah.
towards Breckenridge and stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm talking.
I mean, it's a
about,
lot of dope stuff here, man. They got another venue called the C2.
I've only been in there
It's
like
off of
played a
Breckenridge
gig
and
here.
Preston or something like that.
Okay.
Man, this is
On
dope,
Breckenridge.
man.
See, a lot of people
It's like
don't-
you out of town.
A lot of
when you
people don't
walking
know
there.
these places, and I'm glad we're speaking about these places and letting it be known out there, so people can get out of their comfort zone
Yeah.
and visit some of these places and patronize some of these places, because a lot of these places, some of these places are black owned, and people are not patronizing these people because they're stuck in what they know.
People like going where the people are. That's the only reason why a lot of people go out. I learned. I think.
What about party promoters, y'all? Who do you think are the best party promoters in the city? Because a lot of who's throwing the party has everything to do with
Yes.
whether or not I'm going.
I mean, Good Timers.
Good Timers.
Prestige.
Yeah, Prestige. You know what I mean? Bill and them and Tenium,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They doing real
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
Good Time is a prestige. Yeah, they top
Good Timers parties, man. You know what I mean? I've never
I
been
used
to
to
a
like
bad
Triple
Good
OG
Timers.
parties. I used to like those parties too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like MJ and Big
And Big Don,
Don's,
them.
man.
Yeah, Big Don.
My
Big
cousin-
Don got it started. He paved the way for the party promoters.
My cousin them is the one that walked Big Don and Jamie them in.
Yeah.
You know, it was Ike and Barry. They used to do the River City Classic every year. They
Absolutely.
used to have the radio station too, 104.3 The Urban. And they used to bring all the big concerts to Louisville. Jay-Z came, Naughty by Nature, Red Method Man. They was doing all the big concerts back in the days. They was doing the Masonic Temple before Jamie and them was doing it. You know what I'm saying? And they passed it on to them. You know what I'm saying? But they started doing stuff around the world because the market left here. Like when I started doing music, I would ask my cousin that used to throw the shows like, "Hey man, hook us up." He was like, "Man, ain't no market here, bro. Like we doing shit in Houston and we doing All-Star Weekend." And that's what they was doing, man. The market just kind of left. When nobody was buying tickets, it just kind of fell off. I don't know why, how it happened like that, but it definitely fell off. Some River City Classics and stuff used to be dope.
And then another thing that happened with that was that during the stretch where the people that were promoting parties, they were making so much money, and I'm talking about, nobody could do anything. If one of them threw a party that weekend, that's where everybody was going to be at. If you wasn't there, then you was just you just wasn't in the place.
Especially around Derby time and stuff.
And then, so the people that were owning the clubs, like the Jim Porters and all these other different places, they stopped allowing them to rent their spaces.
Glass House, Jim Porters.
Glass House, Jim Porters,
Headliners for
the
sale right
Elks,
now.
The Elks, you know what I mean? All these different places. I remember they was doing it. They was renting the Velvet. Big Don rented the Velvet.
Yeah, they stopped renting to them because
They stopped renting to them because they was too powerful.
they was finding other places, Mercury Bar
And,
Room. They
right.
was finding,
So, but them every time they would find somewhere, they would find
shut it
somewhere.
down.
They would
They
find
would try
somewhere, and they would throw one party there. Then they wouldn't let them throw it. They wouldn't let them throw no more parties there. They guys, they go across the river, let them throw one over. The next thing you know, the next year can't throw no more.
They'll give them some outlandish rate. They'll figure out a number.
It was just always cutting off all the avenues, and the only thing that like with Big Don, he seen it coming, so that's why he went and got Dreams.
And bought him a building, yeah.
And that lasted for a while, but he couldn't control the violence because he was too
Third
close.
Street.
He was too close to the housing project. He was too close to Park Hill. You're right down the street from Park Hill. You can't have a respectable business like that and be that close because you're gonna draw that type of crowd because they ain't walking distance.
never went and drink.
I did.
Yeah, I did several times. And sometimes I had a ball.
Yeah,
I done been in there and had a ball, but then I done been in there a time and feared for my life because it's gunshots ringing out. And that's not something a person wants to be a part of.
Best club
wrong.
all time in the city, your lifetime.
Velvet, man.
The best,
Velvet.
Velvet, man. Velvet, dog.
the best club for me growing up, coming up, it's the Elks.
Elks was hot.
The Elks, Telemade,
Level.
Man, Velvet Rose,
the
man.
Velvet. I'm saying this, but these clubs, here's what I'm talking about. I didn't listen to me. The Velvet only would be sold out during Derby on Sundays. It would be packed in on Sundays during the year, but on Sundays, Derby, it would be sold out. And on different occasions when people would come in town for concerts, Cedric Entertainment, things like that. But the Elks, every Saturday, Telemade, every Friday, sold out. Period.
Billy's was hot for long.
Billy's,
Billy's,
when
yeah.
Bimbo sold it to Billy's, sold out. Listen to me, man. You couldn't get in. If you wasn't there by 11, you wasn't getting in.
Yeah.
Why do clubs have such a short run? You know what I'm saying? The majority
It's a
of them
fad,
don't
man.
have over a 3-year span.
It's just a fad. It's something new. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
But
because
Coles has
it's still-
stayed
it
open.
be
Coles
over.
is what?
I think the trends
12, 13
changed, too.
years, 13, 14 years in it now?
Yeah, but Coles, they grew and changed with the environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, trend.
Like, it
Yeah,
wasn't
some people don't
Screaming
stick
Eagles
it
no
out.
more. They let the young people come in there and do their thing. That's why they stayed alone. You got Gucci Man and Boosie coming to the hood. And ain't gonna never shut down.
No, Coles is always gonna be around, and it's always been, it always has been. Screaming Eagles has always been around.
Yep.
Don't get it twisted. What it is right there.
Yeah. It's Screaming Eagles.
Screaming Eagles. You can change it, whatever, but Cole survives right there because of Screaming Eagles.
Yes, sir.
It's a long history right there between them tracks.
Oh boy, that's where people go to party.
Yeah, you're gonna go right there, party, motorcycle, derby.
Yeah, that's real.
No matter what the name is,
Yeah,
then
you got
It's
Michael
associated with
Jordan and
Especially
Ron
in Louisville,
Harper.
people
and
stick to what they know.
They coming through on their bikes.
It's associated with derby, associated with motorcycles. So regardless of what has happened, and then, like I say, he put up them tents. The club is this big, as this room right here.
right.
But the tents, he allows people to be outside, allows them to be, when you let them be outside and you sell them food and you let them, you know what I mean, drink out there and smoke. and
Being able to have
whatever
an outside indoor spot after smoking ban, I feel like made it big. Because that's how we wanted. Like, I remember, like, a lot of the places y'all mentioned is different now in my era, but like, you was talking about places that shut down or almost didn't make it. Now that I feel like it was a rough area for live music for a little bit, and now I'm like, dang, a spot like Phoenix Hill, like just the building and what you could do with it would still be crazy right now
that's
if
like,
they could draw the right people in it.
A lot of the clubs in Louisville, to my opinion, haven't
evolve.
they didn't do the interior work or the exterior work to make it an attractive place for me to want to spend my evening in. I mean, that right there to me sets the bar. You know, that whether or not I'm walking that door or not depends on how things is looking. You know what I'm saying? And when I travel out of town and I go to nightclubs, when I travel to Atlanta and I go to a nightclub, whether I'm in DC, wherever I've been at, and go to nightclubs, they're different than this. Now, I'm sure every place got their hole in the walls and got their spot where you can just fire up your blunt anywhere and you can have your drink on the floor and you can do whatever you want to do. But most places of businesses, even though they serve alcohol and it's a club, you can't just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you gotta stick to
Most people are running a business and they trying to make money and they, there's some rules and shit. You dig what I'm saying?
That's what some people want. Some people,
But some people don't want. Some people want no rules. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when they're partying, they feel like, I'm partying, man. I don't want any rules. I want to,
yeah, I want to go where.
But I like more environments, man. Like he spoke of the bottle service. Vibe here is a very nice club, man. I haven't been to a lot of them, so I can't mention any other ones. I'm sure there's other ones like that. But that's what attracts me at this point in my life is where I can go when I can sit down.
I'm a hole in
I
the
don't have to
wall.
stand the entire night.
Comfortability.
Well, I don't have to wait no line for no bar, at no bar. Where the drink can come to me, man. I can get up on dance floor if I want to. It might have some live entertainment in there from time to time, man. But it's not just I can't see nothing, man. It's that's more attractive to me at my point in my life. I know that ain't what
I
everybody
think it's a Kentucky
roll.
thing too.
And as a trip to when we first started,
I want to pull up and get my vehicle valet park, man.
if you remember when we first started going out to clubs, there was a club on 4th Street and Griff on it was called the Palladium.
Yeah.
Remember, he had valet parking. Remember when you pulled up on 4th Street right there, you pulled around that little turnabout right there, you had good parking right there, or you could valet park. But the club, when you pulled up to it, the lights, the glass, you know what I mean? The stuff that was there. Yeah. And then he was the first black owner of a club that sold top of the line chef champagne, Dom Perignon, the Moeds, these types of things, bottle service where you can buy the whole bottle. Nobody had that, but there was a live. It was a live environment.
You remember the club Foreplay? Y'all remember Foreplay that was off Dixie?
Yeah.
Foreplay was all right.
Yeah.
Okay, Foreplay that wasn't a bad club at all. And I knew the owner, and the owner was telling me that initially the market that they were targeting was the 21 and up crowd.
Yeah.
No, initially, I take that back. Initially, the crowd that they were targeting was the 30 and up crowd, the 35 and up crowd. But the 35 and up crowd doesn't come out every Friday and Saturday night. They might only come out, like me, a couple of times a year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they can't really make money
without
off of that older crowd. Well, but the 22, 23-year-olds is going to be there every Friday, every Saturday.
money.
Might come to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
and they
If you open,
spending
they got
money.
something
I feel
jumping.
like this is a town where a watering hole vibe thrives. Like the classy upscale, which is something that's really common, in other places. And I
But
think
the
it's
Cheers type of environment is what works. For
yeah,
you.
but here, like a lot
Get
of
off
people,
work,
most of the
go
people
sit
that I
down
know that like to go out, they want to go somewhere where it's like, hey, I might not see everybody that I know, and I can drink cheap. You know what I mean? I can find me a spot somewhere. Just I don't know.
me.
The I feel like if you was to try to open up some type of club that would be perfect somewhere else, because it's funny to say club, like bars and venues do well here, but I don't think we have too many true clubs now where like
It's
this it's all a celebration.
It's
Yeah,
vibes.
like the
They got
glamour
vibes,
and
they got
kind of
clothes,
being fresh is
and they got
cool.
Because
Spot
like
out
the clubs you used to see in New York, that I used to see on TV, man. They
Still
were
a
so
spot out
glamorous.
Yeah, like
and-
here that
and
don't
sell the
like I
food.
feel like
it
that's a
doesn't
risk.
sell. Like this might be
Yeah.
risky. Your club.
Yeah,
might
I
not
feel like
sell
if you was to open that, like, do you want to
Sean,
sell?
The one on Papa Level.
What's the spot out
You want to
Newburgh
sell
where they sell the food at?
$105
Little
drinks,
club
or
out
do you want
there.
to sell a couple bottles?
E-Lounge. Yeah, E-Lounge is pretty nice.
Yeah, I've been there.
Old Crush.
Yeah.
Old Crush.
Actually, was gonna do a party there before they shut down for
And,
Derby last year.
and the inside of that place is really, really nice, spacious.
It's all right. Like I said, I was gonna do a party there. They go, it's spacious.
And see, me, that's, you know what I mean? Like I say, when I first started
I haven't
going
been
out,
in Joe's.
the
Have you been in
clothes-
Joe's since
Joe's is
they've
nice.
remodeled?
Yes, Joe's is nice.
I've heard
Nice.
it's real nice.
Real
They
nice.
got live music like every day of the
I
week,
know.
right?
I heard it's the
They've
club
always
you go
had
to
live
before you
music.
go to the club, though.
Yeah. Good
I heard it's
food.
the club you go to before you go
That's
to the
nice
club.
though.
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciate
nice.
that.
That's somewhere where you go, they got live music like they have always had. That's what Joe's been known for.
Good
One
food.
side, they
What's the
had
DJ and the young
DJ,
side?
and then you had the young side, and they had food, and you could be outside, all of that. But, they've redone it. So
Think about Phoenix
It's
Hill, and
somewhere
I'm
where
like,
you can
dang,
go.
that place never got the full advantage taken of it because you can have
Phoenix
two bands.
or Old Balance?
You can have two bands and a wide open smoking area where you can have a DJ and
a lot of people
everything.
just didn't catch it because
Like-
they were just too young to just catch that wave. But I caught that wave in Phoenix for years.
Yes, sir.
And I'm talking
was
about
that,
when I
Wednesday
say-
night?
Buddy, you talking about Wednesday night?
Oh my God!
Epic.
Like yeah,
No, epic.
I remember that. Yeah,
Wednesday
I've
night.
had some epic nights on Wednesday.
on Wednesdays. Yeah,
On Wednesday, I've had
Boy,
some.
it sound wrong. No.
And I remember them third.
You was waiting in a line to the
Listen to me.
street to get in on a
Listen to
Wednesday.
me. When you say epic, the first time I ever went, it was unbelievable because it had so many different things.
It's the only place I've got
singing
lost.
karaoke.
People dancing in cages.
Yeah.
I'm dancing on the stage in a cage with somebody. I'm dancing behind some kind of mirror thing. It was just really adventurous. Then I went upstairs and the roof opened up on me. I said, well I had never been in. I rode past it for years and never went in there. Finally
was
went in on a
dope.
Wednesday and had a very, very great time.
What was the
Switching
name of
it
the
up a
club
little
they used to
bit.
have on Broadway, man?
501.
Crystal Palace.
Uh,
I used to be in that thing, man.
Hey, switch it up on another note, man. So I was looking. I've been looking at some, doing some research on some watches. Okay. I really want a nice watch. I've been looking at Rolexes. Been looking at Audemars.
Breitling.
I've been looking at Richard Milles, some different little watches and stuff like that. They say you get a watch is a watch of that magnitude when you start talking about the high end watches. They say a man buys a watch for three different reasons generally. One is to celebrate something. One is if they've or reached a milestone. One is if they was given as a gift, and one is coming of age. A lot of times, like when a man gets a Rolex or a high-end watch, it's a symbol of
His growth.
of coming of age, having things, going the right way in his life. And I've always wanted a nice watch. Are there any watches that you guys, are you watch guys, or is that any piece? Because as I get older, jewelry has went from multiple gold chains and rings and all that to now my focus is purely on watches.
Yeah, man, get you a U-boat, man.
Okay. I'm a watch fan, but I ain't been able to shop in that category yet.
It's coming.
I ain't been able to shop in that.
You can window shop.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm more like
my suggestion,
man, without a plans to fail, you can window shop.
For a person that's getting into the love affair with watches on the high end, it should be a no-brainer what the first choice should ever be.
So the Rolex?
Presidential.
Yeah.
You have to start with the presidential. And not a bust down.
Not a bust down.
Yeah, because you can tell when they...
original timepiece.
Mm-hmm.
Rolex, presidential.
There's a method to shopping. You need to ask yourself, first of all, is this watch something that I'm going to wear occasionally, or is it something I'm going to wear every day? Okay.
That's why you gotta have two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can never have to, or you can never have too many.
That question first.
It's funny. I'm the only one not wearing a watch right now, and usually I'm like, I can't leave without a watch.
But then, anytime you add jewels to something like busted down, it kind of takes away. It doesn't take away the value because the diamonds do hold value, but that isn't the way Rolex makes their watches. That isn't the way a lot of the manufacturers make their watches. They come back and get them the stones put on them and stuff and get them bust down. But me, I personally not looking for something that flashy, not something, just something that says
Rolex.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go. Sometimes a lot simple
of them, and then after Rolex, then you start to getting into Patek's. I mean,
you got the Breitlings.
That's what Drake love.
It's a lot of handmade brands out there now too.
You start getting Audemars and stuff like that. You start venturing out because now you want pieces.
But you start with the Rolex, though.
But you start with the Rolex because the Rolex is what that's what brings you into the big boys club.
Rolex symbolizes value. That's like if you want it as a conversation starter,
that's initiation into the big boys club. You have to buy the presidential because we know that's only about 10 bands. See, that's the low end.
Yeah,
I mean it's 41 millimeter.
Yeah. You can get them via the links, but
right. I'm saying this, but that's on the low end. I'm saying that's on the low end. I'm saying this, but when you start talking about Audemars, you talking about Patek's. Now you're talking about 150, 1.5. You know,
I never. They got something like 25, 40.
What's that?
40, 30.
Because then at that point you're paying for the stones.
Yeah,
and
like
not the
Rollies. Like the Rollies will go from like 3 to 4 bands, like 3,500, all the way up to $150,000.
Well, of course, yes, but the presidential.
Yeah, the presidential. Yeah. That's a good starter. That's a good. I don't even want to call it a starter. You spending 10 bands on a watch. That is not a starter watch.
No.
Because that's the watch that you're going to always remember. That's the watch you're going to always remember. You're going to remember that date.
Probably won't even wear
that watch. You're going to remember everything about that, and you're going to say, "This is where I started at." So then, when you look in there and you see 50 of them in there or 30 of them in there, you say, "Wow." But the thing about it is, all of them are going to make you feel good. But when you open up that one, that was the one that's going to make you smile.
Check that on today.
It's what's going to make you smile. So what do you have on today?
What I got on today? This is a Boulevard. Right here, I got this.
I have a Boulevard.
I had a case, jewelry.
Boulevard.
And
but it's bust down.
It's my little everyday watch, man. I'm fools with it. But, yeah.
I ain't even wearing nothing
right
today.
now. I'm on E. I went through this phase.
I'm gonna be like Wayne. I'm gonna bust down a couple of Apple Watches, but this was a Samsung.
Yeah, I went through a phase though where I was buying mechanical watches. For some, because I feel like
my dad collects watches like that.
Yeah, like I feel like it was because if you like watches as a conversation starter, I got real good at buying like these $300 and $400 and $500 watches that people be like, "Man, what you got on?" And I'm like, "See, it ain't even a Rollie. It ain't even like I got this like Zarek make some super unique watches that's fully automatic, weighted, you know, and just you look at them and it'll look like a watch you've never seen before. Or like on the high end, I guess my dream watch would be a Jacob and Company, and they make
They've
fully automatic solar system themed $100,000 watches.
I was looking in a magazine, a watch magazine, and there's a watch. It's a watchmaker. He's out of Germany, and
Let me see if I can find
he's a watch. He's a famous watchmaker. Him and another guy. It took them 10 years to create this to do this watch. It has 150.
Wooden watch. Dude from Louisville made it out of Muhammad Ali's house.
This was 100.
It's the wood from Muhammad Ali's house.
174,000.
He got like 4 of
It
them.
has 100 and
That's how much that is?
I don't even know how much he's gonna sell them for. But he's got bow ties too.
All handmade though, like and runs off
Look at that.
gravity.
It's a wooden watch.
Can they zoom in? I forgot. We gotta show them. Like, hold on.
Made
Got
from
you.
Muhammad Ali's house wood.
Really? That's all
Jacob
wood,
and
huh?
Co. Dude, it's
All
got, like,
wood. And he
solar
sells the wooden
system.
bow ties, cufflinks.
Show this right here.
I just wonder if I can.
Check it out right there.
Louisville made.
Made, man.
Dude make bow ties, cufflinks,
Right there.
Storywood wearables.
Storywood wearables. Okay, I've seen cigar. Like, well, they didn't have Muhammad Ali wood, but I seen him in St. Matthew's Mall. What is that? A mustache?
And that's a bow tie.
It's a bow tie.
Bow tie? Is that a wood bow tie?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Everything he make is
Shit,
wood.
it's-
Okay.
Cufflinks, everything.
Hey, that's something.
They sell them in the Churchill Downs, the museum, and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Tip me off a little bit. Thanks, sir. You're not the prettiest bottle person we've had, but
Mazal bow,
It'll work.
Mazal bow ties right there
I
too.
told them though, I'm the water and whole cheap drink. This is
Nice,
the best
man.
bottle service I've had
Nice.
since
We might have to get him in here.
2019.
Young
What
dude.
you mean?
young dude.
Yeah, young black dude.
All right. Yeah, man. All right.
Watches
so,
are fun though. Watches are fun. I wish I could afford a.
you a big fashion guy? Y'all into fashion? Y'all clothes?
Nah, I'm a guitar player. I can get away with wearing whatever I want. So I ain't.
So
I
you
can
don't
wear-
have any particular look that you're trying to portray to the crowd when you playing the guitar? I mean, even
No, like I feel like there was an era, and I don't know. It's changed now. It's been a minute since we played live shows, but I
Yeah,
remember there
man.
was an era where it was like, all right, this building got a dress code, and I'm the only one who can like. If somebody's wearing sweatpants, they're gonna be like, "How'd you get in here with sweatpants?"
Yeah,
Just
I'm
like because I'm
performing, man.
I'm
Right.
working right now. What do you mean? So it's like there was this cool factor of being able to like,
wear what you wanted to wear or wear anything.
yeah, because I don't know.
Yeah. Musician
Not
thing.
all the time, but
Musician
usually
thing.
it was just I wear what works.
All right. Cool.
I ain't got
So,
mine.
so what we talking about? Stimulus. Stimulus. No, I haven't got my stimulus. But I need the extra 600. I'm not even looking for it. It's nothing to look forward to.
I'm looking for the 6, the 7, 12.
I'm saying this. I know when it comes, it's gone. So
That's more than what I had.
Stimulus saved my life.
it's really not more
That's
than
how I
what you had.
feel.
I mean, it's gonna be it's gonna be more house.
It's never more than what you had.
Well, look, man. Would you walk past some money that's on the ground?
At the end of the day, it is your own
I'm
money.
gonna pick it up.
It is your own money,
gonna
so
pick
like
it up,
you can't,
man.
everybody deserves it. I feel like
I'm not saying that I don't deserve it. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to take it. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm not jumping over the cow.
I ain't gonna
Jumping
jump
over
over
the
the
moon.
cow. I ain't gonna jump over the
But
moon.
some people are though. They,
But if it can get me to the moon, I'm gonna take
To
it.
some people, it's help. The people that
it's
that
help
need
to
it.
me.
It's help.
It's definitely help to me. It's definitely
even if I didn't
Yeah,
think I
so-
needed it, I remember the first one came and I was like, dang. So I guess this was kind of handy. Like
600 pays something. Some people are struggling to pay the bills, so that 600's like, man,
That's just
that's
gonna
my
keep me
that's
ahead.
that's my rent or a good portion of it. They might be thinking, for the month.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
600, I could throw it
I
on
mean, my car
LG&E.
payment. I was wondering how I was
Good
gonna
for
pay
2
it.
months. So it helps out.
a lot of
Yeah,
people
so-
got it, and it was the first time they ever had
That's
the
3 months of
opportunity to be
LG&E
like,
for
I don't know
somebody.
what. I don't know what I need his money for. I guess I'm gonna save it.
Yeah,
You know,
hey.
like as a, I don't know. I'm a younger person. I've been bad at I ain't gonna say young as an excuse, but
Yeah.
I'm
But how
bad
old
at
are you,
saving money.
Dallas?
I'm 28.
28? Okay.
I'm 28.
you still
Yeah,
in 20s.
I've lived on my own since I was 20 though, and I can't ever say I've ever had savings. But I've never been late on my bills or nothing like that. But I ain't never had like, you know. So don't come to my house if you're looking for the stash because I ain't got it.
But you been paying your bills on time and all that.
Yeah,
man. That's-
yeah.
You be
I
fine,
done had some good moments, some bad moments.
Yeah.
But always on time.
Yeah.
You
We
know.
all have.
That's
I've
life.
been-
Yeah, I done went to a bar on like Thursday night at 11 and closed my tab the next day after 12 so the direct deposit hit and I know I'm good,
Yeah.
but
Hey,
rent paid on time. You know?
Right.
By the grace of God and stimulus,
yeah.
I'm here today.
But I done been,
I'm here today.
And I give him a shape up for that.
I give him a
I
shake
need
up,
one.
man.
You can tell that's the thing. I ain't I've been growing my hair out just because I'm like I could save. I ain't gonna go to the barber all the time. But Sean told me to come. Like, hey, we doing my podcast. I'm like, cool. Where it's at? It's Barbershop. I'm like, oh, I'm hit.
So you know something, man. Speaking about haircuts, man, when I was remodeling my shop and my salon, I knew I wanted to make it a high-end shopping salon, and I knew I wanted to raise the prices. So I did a little research on the average price for a haircut in the country. Average price for a haircut in the country, as of last year, was $27 for a haircut, for a men's haircut. So I kind of based things a little bit off of that or whatever. But yeah, a haircut is definitely an expense. And a lot of people during the COVID did save some money and attempted to do their own hair. Saw videos all around about that. What do you think about that, though?
man, that was a trip. And then they had to call me. So I was like, what we going to do here? You know how much I want,
Mine was just like, I'm gonna start to make them not see my hairline. Maybe then I get a pat.
did a good
But y'all got
job.
the eye. Y'all got the eye. Y'all can see through my like. Oh,
I was already
Bruh
on it.
he needs some milk.
You know
No,
what
you
I'm
did a
saying?
good job, man. We really can't see what's going on. Man. You cracking us up, though.
Shout out to my auntie.
Shout out.
She only charged me $15 in a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, what kind of cigarette?
Shout out, Auntie.
Whatever it was.
You know?
Menthol.
Leave them alone, though. Send them to the barbershop. Yeah. Messing with our money there.
Man,
But
Yeah, but a lot of people became their own barber, man. That's
I
crazy.
don't think it's gonna last though.
I think a lot of people
They was
came
their own barber
along
when
with
they
that.
I
had to
wonder
go
if they
nowhere.
appreciate the barber now after they've been
yeah.
slaughtering themselves for the last
Yeah.
8-9 months.
Because some people lost their hair completely because they was cutting it wrong and everything.
A lot of
So,
people like I cut my own hair, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, for Facebook, you ain't going to no interview or no, you ain't stepping out in public like a.
nothing, man. Yeah, they appreciate us more. We essential.
So,
Oh, man.
no.
Essential.
So,
Yo.
because is all y'all barbers?
Yeah.
Yep.
So how was it adjusting to? Because I know the barbershop is an atmosphere
It is.
type place. You know what I mean? So how was it adjusting to where like you could only have appointments only and like the shop? You know, because like you said, I wanted a high end barbershop, and a lot of that isn't like necessarily maybe the service per se, but more just everything I see here. Like you got a 550
I
gallon fish tank
can't
in here.
speak for everybody, but I can speak for me. I love it.
I
COVID
second
did
that.
some things that they forced us to go to appointments only, but I was already doing appointments only. It just kept me more organized and it kept my time more organized. So it was something I was already implementing personally. I think Doe was also. And something we had been preaching to these other guys for a while. So the appointment part of it wasn't a big, transition for me or Doe. But, for younger barbers just starting out trying to build their clientele and stuff like that, being you didn't get the walk-ins just sitting around here, everything's by appointment only. It may have affected business for them just a little bit, but hey, everything changes, everything evolves. You know what I'm saying? There's advantages, disadvantages to everything. You just got to get more for younger barbers, more active on your social media, posting your haircuts, posting that you're in the barbershop, posting that you're available and stuff like that, and you do good work. People like your personality. They'll be back. You'll do fine.
They always come back.
But yeah,
It was all right for me. Like I said, I was already on it. You know,
I appreciate
doing
barbers that
appointments.
do appointment only. Like I got some friends who will wait in the shop for 3 hours until it's their turn. It's
Yeah.
one of them. I couldn't do it. I'm like, you're a good one.
But you know, he might not set no appointment either.
Yeah. I'll call first, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love it though.
Yeah, but going to appointments and the barbershop is a special place. It's a special place for a lot of people. It's a special place for the barber. It's a special place for the patrons. It's a special place for the first timer. So it's an experience in itself, and then it's a feeling of tranquility. It's a sense of pampering, a sense of treating myself, a sense of just sense of I'm with the fellas.
Yeah.
Maybe I can have a conversation that I can't have at home.
It's a sanctuary.
Maybe I'm gonna have a conversation with my barber that I can't have with my wife or I can't have with my son.
I remember.
So it's a whole experience that people are missing out on because they're missing coming to their psychiatrist. They miss coming to their spiritual advisor. This is what all these things they ask their barber.
Yeah, because I know some deep dark secrets.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I never tell, but I know some deep dark secrets.
So therefore, and that experience, being a barber, being around the barbershop, loving being around the industry, I love to come into a barbershop and chairs are just full, people are vibrant, you know what I mean? And barbers are at work. When I say at work, I mean at work.
Yeah, grind getting it in.
Man, yeah. Because
Having
it's
fun, cool, but at the same
because it's a
time,
lot of
still-
stuff. It's so many
Kicking it
different
and
things going on.
Yeah.
It's a
what better
live
job,
environment.
man, though, where you can kick it and work at the same time.
No, the same damn time.
Yeah, there you go. The same damn time.
And get paid cash.
That's what
Yeah.
we said.
Yeah,
You get to see
check.
your money. You ain't gotta wait a week, 2 weeks, the end of the month.
So all those
Yeah.
things attracted me to that profession.
It's love.
I just like making people feel good and looking good.
Yes.
And I always wanted to be
makes
my
me
own
feel
boss, man. I always thought that I could manage
That was the main thing.
my life and my work,
Better than anybody else.
my
Yeah.
working day. I could manage it. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
different.
I
Once
don't
you get to
need to be micromanaged.
Right.
Someone standing
that's
over
a
me.
powerful word right there.
You know, I don't
Micromanage.
need
I've
that.
experienced
Yeah,
a lot of that.
microenvironment.
I micromanage
Yeah.
myself.
You gonna micromanage me in a micro environment.
I
No,
worked,
no.
I worked the same
Put me in that
job for
box.
like 7 years, still there. 8 actually, as of like a couple years ago. As a couple days ago. But I remember like once I started playing guitar and gigging and getting out, and like after you work jobs so long and getting paid like that,
Right.
and then you play in some bar for 4 hours, and then somebody hands you $150 at the end of the day, you like, what?
But yeah,
This is what? So
Yeah,
this is what y'all been doing. Like
Right.
this is all right. So you don't need this job,
Right.
kinda like, and it's
So
Yeah, a
imagine
lot of
by
it's just
getting
a lot of people don't realize
taking
how
the
awesome.
jump. You know what I'm saying? We got to take that jump. I continue to say the first step is the biggest step, most difficult step to take. But you got to take that jump. You know, some people are working jobs that they don't really like, man.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't worked a job that I haven't liked in a long time. I mean, the last job that I had, and I've been a barber for 20 years, but it's been over 20 years. You know, obviously it's a better job I didn't like. But now looking back at it, the people that work jobs that they don't like, that would be like miserable to me to have to go somewhere for 8
Yeah.
hours
well, because nobody
Yeah,
nobody
it's hard.
pays you.
where I don't want to go.
Man, that's hard.
I was talking
That's hard
about,
to do.
I was talking about your brother.
Man, to go somewhere
To work
where you
for
don't
money that is not even enough,
work for pennies,
you know.
I was
and
I'm
a
not
place
even
that you just
satisfied
know
with.
you don't like. I'm talking and doing something that you know
So-
you don't
and be
like.
micromanaged, like he said. I
So
was-
for you to, be playing the guitar, doing something that you love, I hope that turns into
Right, absolutely.
where you're doing that full time, man, and you can
Right.
not be getting the change out the meters. Not that
Right.
anything's wrong with
Yeah,
that.
like it's
or
played
anything
out.
with that, but I know you probably want to do more in life than that. And sometimes we got to do
You gotta
what
pay bills.
we got to do.
You
What we
be
got to
able
do
have your,
until we can do what we want to do.
Right.
You know, so
You gotta have faith in yourself.
the
time is
But the fact that you have
that you have that dream. That you have that,
yeah. Don't let a job, because a job can make you forget
because
who
I
you
don't
are.
think there's anybody sitting here that doesn't think that you ain't gonna make it.
I appreciate that.
I
really
it
appreciate
didn't even
that.
cross my mind. Like, you know, to me, you're a guitarist.
I appreciate that's the goal. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I tell people that sometimes now people are like, why don't you need to take your job more serious? I'm like, honestly, if I was to get hit by a bus or something and went out tomorrow, like people would probably say it's the dude who played guitar, not the dude who cleaned the meters.
Absolutely
So like,
right.
you know, and
Right.
you know, as far as working jobs, no job these days pays you for like the work you do anymore. I don't mind working. I love to get my hands dirty. I like working on cars as well. Like I love working with my hands, anything I can do. I don't mind completing a task in exchange for money. But time is the most important currency to me. It's the one you can't get back.
You took the words.
You know, time is the most valuable currency. Time is the most valuable currency around. In most jobs,
don't pay for your time.
well, they pay you for your time and not for the actual job that you're supposed to do.
Time. You get paid per the hour, not per work.
Yeah. So it's
check
like
this out. Like, I was at a job. I was waking up 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm traveling 33 minutes. Hated it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I gotta keep roof over my head, this and that. I'm trying to make end meet. You know what I'm saying? So like when you hit with, you do something that you love, and after 4 hours, you know, $150. Like I'm getting that in an hour and a half. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your next gig could be that, you know,
or
what I'm
just
saying?
the ability to go up. Like I work for the government, for the city of Louisville. It's their money that I collect, and they've already told me that, hey, we're gonna give you 2% a year for as long as you want to stay here. And I'm like, dang, well, like I remember my first gig ever paid $25, and then they started paying $50 or $100, and then occasionally I would get these gigs that would pay like big. So like 2% a year ain't going. I need to. It's, you know,
Right.
it's a trap.
Yeah, so like
It's a
4
trap
hours.
because it works.
It's like 4 hours at my last job. I was making, in 1 hour, I was making that. You see what I'm saying? And then I just had to have faith and just
Let me
have
ask you
somebody
guys about
behind me.
this. Saving money.
Don't ask me.
So I heard you say earlier that you're not good at saving money. And I'm not going to get into all you guys' finances or anything like that. But I would like to share with you things that I've read and things that I go by in my life now that have helped improve it. And I'm planning on continue to do it. So I had read that no matter what amount of money you make, that you always have to save. Starting with at least 10% of all your earnings. So if you make $10, you need to put $1 up and pay dough. Pay Adonis and pay Devery. You know, I mean, you got to pay yourself first.
Yeah.
We pay we pay people before we even get the money. The money's gone a lot of times. You know, I know we have bills, mortgages, rents, electric bills, car payments, insurances, cell phones, whatnot. We got to eat, clothe ourselves, gas in the car. I know it goes on and on and on. But with all that said, no matter how much money you make, you have to pay yourself 10%. And we have to consistently do this. Got to consistently do it because we have to build. We have to pay us. We have to pay ourselves. You know, you just don't make the money just to give it all away.
Right.
Don't give it all away.
And my grandmother said that to me.
And if you start doing that, you start seeing it grow.
She told me that I had a job at Hardee's at 15. I was 15. I came on my check, and I tried to give her. I said, she took me to the bank, let me cash. We got to the house. I tried to. Her granny, her little son. She said, baby. She said, no. She didn't take my money, but she told me, she said, listen, David, the first thing I want to tell you about this is pay yourself first. I didn't understand. She said, I said, what do you mean? She said, pay yourself first. She said, because if you pay yourself first, it makes it worth doing what you're doing. Yeah. See, if you don't pay yourself,
it's a good habit if you build it.
Away.
What good is it?
Going to work and
What,
give
you
it
keep
all
on
away.
going away?
Yeah.
You give it all away.
Especially now when like there's so
it
much
doesn't
stuff
make any
you gotta
sense.
pay for that you can't even
So-
lay eyes or hands
So
on.
if
you
it
know?
be a belt or putting a little money up over here for a trip or getting a haircut or a pair of shoes or a shirt
Start with 10%.
or whatever. You know what I mean? And so like a 10%.
And it's the beginning of the year. It's a good time to do things like that. It makes you feel a little like you got a little nest egg. There's a sense of security, that every dime is not being spent. And we should all have budgets and stuff. The beginning of the year is a time where I sit down and I look at my finances. I look at the bills, the money that I got coming in, as opposed to the money that I got going out. We need to be mindful of our money, good stewards of our money. The more we are good stewards of our money, the more we will receive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if we're not a good steward with a little money, then best believe we're not going to be a good steward with a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay? So we got to manage our finances however minute they are currently and continue that for when the day happens, when the money starts really flowing in, we'll be in position.
So with you saying that, Mark, like how would you tell a barber to just starting off? Would you tell him to give his 10% of that day of making the earnings or to wait till the end of the week?
Absolutely. If you got to do it, whatever works the best for you.
Okay.
Some people might not know what their 10% earnings are at the end of the week because they're not keeping a chart of how much they're making through the week. I always kept record of how much money I made every single day. I would write down every single haircut, and then I would add those up at the end of the day and come up with a total for that day. And at the end of the week, I would come up with a total for the week.
Of what
and
you
then
supposed to have
consistently, I
saved?
could see that I was making at least this amount of money, each week. You know what I'm saying?
It's important.
It's important because,
I think-
especially in this field, the money came and goes so quick. You're cutting hair, getting the money, but then someone's coming in selling you some laundry detergent. Right. You cut a head, and somebody else comes back in. You know what I'm saying? And they selling
it's so easy.
some clothes or something. And it's
so
like, I'm working to pay these boosters come through the door or whatever like that. But in the cash business, it comes so fast, and you get the mentality that, well, shoot, I can just get some more to get some more here in a minute, or it's gonna come back tomorrow. But you can't really get back what you spent. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Put it out
You
there.
taught me something today because I remember
Once
I learned it the hard way when 2020 happened. And I think a lot of my peers, I guess millennial black men and stuff, not any man my age, it's like you just don't pay attention to how much money you can be making and not realizing it. Especially when the extra money and having multiple streams of income is almost like a treat. So like I remember I didn't. As somebody who worked a regular job and spent all that money on bills because that's about all jobs is good for. And then I started playing guitar and making a little money on the side here and there. And then years go by. And then 2020 happened and there's no live shows.
Sure.
There's that cash part is gone. And I never wrote down and seen how much money I was making or who I was making it with or how much of that income I could depend on.
Right.
Because to me, it was just like, well, I went to work and here I am. I'm making this extra money.
They say the really wealthy people know where every penny goes.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yes.
And us who are probably considered in the, middle class, we throw money away, man. I mean, hundreds of dollars, that we
And
can't
don't know where
account
it went
for.
to.
I don't know where it went for.
Well,
Good
after
time.
2020, I know where all mine's go to now.
I got
'cause
bills
I'm,
showing up.
on it. Like,
I got
Yeah, I
bills
got my
showing up
attention.
and I'm like, I never struggled paying this bill before. What is going on? And it's like,
Yeah.
that's right, dude. You used to make, a
Exactly.
third to half of your income every weekend. And
it was a hell of a shift change.
I was gonna say, I treat those types of things a little bit different because, like I say, homeowners, that pay bills, you know what I mean, and things have to be where they need to be at.
You got to come up with what your bills
Itemized
are,
list.
how much money you got coming in, okay? Then what you got coming in, what your bills are, what you got coming in minus what your bills are is what you got left, okay?
Right.
So say you make, we're just going to use a roundabout number, say you make $4,000 a month, okay? That's $1,000 a week, all right? But your bills is $2,700, okay, a month. That's your rent, that's all your bills included, okay? So now you got $1,300 left. Now, $1,300 divided by 4, that's going to leave you about $325 a week. You know what I'm saying? To either, to manage. And we got to look at stuff like that. Out of $325, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't got your food money added up in there, there's stuff that you got to do with that money that you might not have added in a bill, miscellaneous little stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if your Rellos might cost some money. Shoot. You know, your sack might cost some money. I don't know what you,
Whatever
you
your
know,
indulgence.
whatever your
preference is.
Yeah,
I've been
your
trying
pleasure
this-
is might cost you some money. But we do have to break all our stuff down, our finances, man. It's so important.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's really, really important to create some good financial habits. Some other habits that I try to do, because I think life is like a program, you know what I'm saying? And if you stay in your program consistently, it's going to reap some benefits. Okay, just like a garden, you know what I'm saying? You plant the seeds, you put the water on it, mix it with some sunshine and some, you know, some plant food and stuff like that. It's going to grow, but you got to be consistent about it. You can't just put water on it one day and then don't water it again for a month. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to grow right there like that. So with me, it's all about consistency, man. I wake up every single morning, man. Every single morning I do the exact same thing, man. I wake up, use the bathroom, turn on my motivation stuff, man. Start my workout. I mean, immediately start my workout. Get my workout going, man. And I take my shower and stuff like that. I got my motivation music, not motivation music, got my motivation speaker telling me first thing in the morning, I can do it. You're great. You can be somebody. You got it in you. I'm listening to that as I'm working out. I'm listening to that as I'm showering. By the time I got a shower, put my clothes on, you can't tell me shit.
Yeah, it's embedded.
You know what I'm saying?
I done already owned this day.
I heard it for a whole hour plus. You know what I'm saying? What I can do with my life, you did what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get out and I be ready, man. It sets the mood. I eat my little breakfast, man, in the morning, pop my vitamins, man, take my dog, man, let him piss and shit, man, get in my car, man, and I'm on my way. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? And that's a routine that I do every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
routines
know,
are
every single day,
powerful.
I jot down my day, the things that I have to do for that day, so I'm not missing stuff. I forgot to do it. I was supposed to pay that bill. Damn, I'm supposed to make that call and check on that. I try to write all that stuff down at nighttime or either the first thing in the morning, man, so I can make sure that I get certain things accomplished throughout the day. Because some days you can go through life, man, and you be like, damn, I'm supposed to do this. I ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't really feel like you had a complete day. You don't feel like you
productive day.
accomplished anything that day. So all these things help me
Yeah.
in life. You
That's
know what I'm
that's
saying?
what happened to me now is because at first my pen and paper was my head. I try to keep everything in my head. And then I was like, man, so me, transitioning over here, like me seeing Mark do what he do, I picked up on some of his things, and he writes stuff down. So now I'm writing stuff down. So I got notepads in my car. I be finding shit. I be like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it'd be like toilet paper
Mine's,
for the
man.
house. I be like, oh, like,
Yeah. And it's,
So-
it's one of them things where you'll feel like you really good, because I'm like I love to wing it. Kinda.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I feel like, and I think I'm good at it. Like I feel like I'm good at, out of all my, if anybody is good at like not having a plan and being able to just like, yeah, I got it still. I'm
You're good
good
at winging it.
That's me. I can
that
wing it.
guy.
Yeah, I'm a guitar player. It's like people, it could
that's
be
cool,
whatever
too.
song. People like, go ahead, do your thing. You can't, you're not allowed to say, oh, I'm not ready for this one. So, but don't apply that to regular life or other things. 'Cause it don't
Yeah, I mean,
work.
hey, I wasn't the most structured person my entire life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say that everything you have to be so super disciplined about, but some things you got to be disciplined about, and that's your finances and your morning routine. You know what I'm saying? But another thing that I think is also important is we should look at our lives, man, like a movie. Like a movie that we starring in. You know what I'm saying? And because we truly do have the ability to be whatever we want to be in life. We do have the ability to associate with the people we want to associate, not associate with the people that we don't. We have control over our lives. So I look at my life like a movie. And I'm in this movie. And
That's how you got to enjoy it though.
yeah,
Like,
you gotta enjoy it. I know and this movie ends with reaching the top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, in life. And
You the star and everything.
I'm trying to live in this movie, and I got this vision of where I want my life to be. I mean, I got it. I see it. I see it. And most of the time, like, and I've said this to Doe before, as long as you got that vision, that's 90% of it right there.
Yeah.
Okay, when you take a vacation, you might be like, man, I'm going to Florida for vacation. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Florida, I'm going to Miami, turn up. Okay? You're not thinking about, I'm got to a 14-hour ride down here to Miami.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, in you know, in a little car with 4 other people. You know what I'm saying? All you're thinking about is I'm going to Miami, South Beach, you know what I'm saying? Sun, chicks in bikinis. We go turn up. We're going to have a ball. So it's the vision is you're already there. The journey, that's obvious. We all have to take it.
It's like a trip back from.
Yeah, you don't get anywhere without
now that all that's out the way, you like, oh.
Yeah, you know, we don't get anywhere without taking a journey.
Right.
So the journey is just that's
gotta happen.
part of it. That's got to happen. But the end goal is you're getting to Miami.
A few times.
Once you've done accomplished a couple of goals, you get confidence that, damn, I can accomplish that.
Yeah.
I accomplished that. I accomplished that. I can accomplish the next thing that I try. It does give you confidence. It does give you a sense of momentum and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like with everything. You know, everything is a series of accomplishments that give you confidence and stuff like that. But the movie mentality, I mean, I've always kind of felt that way. Even when things weren't going wrong, I knew I was in total control of the reason why they weren't going wrong. You know, of why they were going wrong. I knew if I changed some things that, you know, it was just what was I willing to make the changes to be successful.
Right.
You know, and sometimes people say they want to be successful, but they are not willing to do all the things that it takes. It ain't easy. If it was easy, then everybody in the world would be successful. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would be rich. But let me ask you, let me real quick. I got you in a second. Real quick, because this is crazy. Since we're talking about success, being rich, and all that type of stuff. What if everybody was rich?
It'd be boring.
Yeah.
You would have nothing to.
Can you imagine a world where everybody was rich?
Nothing would be happening. Everybody.
It would have no color. It would have no flavor.
Initially, I thought that would be great. Because I want everybody to come up. I think everybody having money would be like the greatest thing in the world. Everybody, who would be grumpy? Why would there be beef? Why would there be?
People would still find a way to be after
jealousy
power.
If everyone has?
Because everybody can't go.
But guess what? If everybody was rich, who gonna work?
Nobody gonna work. Nobody gonna do nothing.
Because the only people who would work would be people like who's legit.
Nobody's gonna do
wash your car.
Yeah,
Man.
Nobody's that passionate about all
Who
the
gonna
stuff
work at the
that
grocery
still
store?
need.
They rich.
It's just rich. Just
Who will cut your grass?
man. Shit just be growing. Just be a force.
I'm saying,
Who
if you did all the things.
Or even the big
pick up your garbage?
the mainstream stuff, the power plant. Like, ain't nobody that passionate about.
Who's gonna run the LTE?
That's what I was thinking. Like, we ain't gonna have no power, no clean
Who
water.
gonna cut a nigga's hair?
Right.
I'm rich.
They said Louisville. They said we got some of the cleanest water in the United States. I don't know if that's still the case. You know, but like, yeah, we wouldn't have it. Yeah, they said Louisville got some of the cleanest tap water in the United
Oh
States.
yeah, that I can vouch for because I've tasted some that was gritty.
Yeah, you go to Florida and it tastes like it got sand in it, and stuff like that.
Detroit was the same way.
Sandy water's not good.
No, Michigan, you better not drink
I'm
that water at all.
anti-sand in my water.
So
We spoil when it comes to water here.
We're
yeah, we
spoiled.
definitely.
Yeah, I think we spoil
I drink
because
bottled
like,
water.
do you drink tap water? Because I know like it's funny being in Louisville and you got people who like I don't drink tap water. I'm like for real.
Yeah,
I mean I can see where are you from.
I don't drink tap water.
I'm more of an alkaline.
I mean, well, if
I ain't
you,
fucking no
my
tap.
bad. But if you was, this is a nice city to live in. If you occasionally drink tap water, you know what I mean? Like
get the tap water.
you can drink our tap water and not die. You know what I mean? Like
Man.
Yes.
we all heard about places where their water is not. You know.
Hey, Mexico, you can't drink your water now.
Nah, you
know.
can't.
Yeah, you can't drink water.
But yeah,
now.
I ain't.
I guess it is something to be thankful for, man.
Yeah.
That we don't
Give a shape
have
up for the
brown
tap water.
Hey, Flint, Michigan, I wouldn't. You don't want to drink their water.
Man.
Yeah. And we got enough billionaires.
Obama
If they cared
did.
We've
about
come a
people, they could
long
have
way,
gave
man.
them
Even
clean
as
water.
like as a just not a race, but just as a people in whole. If you think about all the advancements and stuff we've made in the last just couple 100 years, think where we're going in the next couple 100 years.
Man, it's
That's
like
scary.
it's like scary. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
You know.
because I think we didn't reach the time where like convenience needs to not be the biggest selling factor of stuff. Like I think everything is convenient enough
yeah,
now.
if
Like
it's convenient, it sells.
the last 20 years, I think everything that sells is like, can it go faster? Can it connect you quicker?
Yeah.
Can it take one hand off of the wheel so you can do
But hasn't
this?
that always
Can
been
it be like everything is more convenient now? You know, nothing is. I mean, it's almost crazy now. It's like your cup holder can make your drink stay hot or cold,
yeah.
or you know, you
Shake
can
it
just
for you,
like
stir
Sean
it.
earlier.
But,
It was
you
like
know,
Alexa, play some. You
but,
know,
like,
it just
With money, they say money can't buy you happiness, but money can damn sure make you comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's all we really want in life is to be comfortable. Am I
ain't
right? I mean,
saying that.
convenience is probably the best commodity out there being sold.
Yeah.
I literally don't have an
I mean,
issue
what-
right
what
now
was
that
a
I couldn't
sign-
fix
it
with
was-
some
it was
money.
a
Convenience
sign-
and comfort.
It was a sign
That's it.
that said
It ain't a
in our
problem I have
kids'
right now that money couldn't
from
fix.
time
I
I,
might
was
have
old
some
enough
new
to
ones
read
after I fix
all the way up
them.
until I was grown. So I left. And I still have the sign. And the sign says this. This is what he says. It says, money can't buy happiness, but it sure does make misery more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And that's what it does. It just makes it just makes misery more enjoyable.
I want a whole lot of money so I can give a whole lot of money away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would give so much money away, man, not just to be given away like, here, but I would invest in my peoples.
You can
Right.
see
I would
the change.
try to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's really the top reason why I want to be super
When I
wealthy.
get that house on the hill, I'm gonna show somebody else how to get it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it ain't no
And I'm gonna
fun
keep
if the
showing
homies can't
everybody.
have
I'm gonna
none.
keep showing
That's
them.
true.
And I'm gonna keep showing them. And I'm gonna keep showing them. And I'm gonna keep showing them because that's what you got to do. It's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's why we've been losing.
And greedy people
That's why
don't
we've
make
been
it.
losing. Listen, the reason why we've been losing for hundreds of years is because we're not willing to help. We're not willing to invest. We're not willing to inform. We're not willing to educate. So when you do those things, people have no other choice but to go up because they don't know how to go down because you've taught them nothing else but to go up. Now, there is hurdles, obstacles, and all that. That's part of it. That's where God comes in. That's
Ain't
where
no
your spirituality.
manuscript to life. Ain't no book to life, man.
No,
There's
that's
no
where
instruction
spirituality come in.
manual or
You
anything.
gotta live it.
And all of our lives are different.
But that's where
live
the
it.
spirituality comes
Yeah,
in at,
all of us-
to give you some strength when you get shaken or when stuff get to going. See, it's different components that keeps the person in structured line to be successful and to be able to accept God's gift and be able to run with it like you were at the time. You were open. You were open to what God wanted you to do. You were open to trying something new. You were open to what your conscience was telling you and shutting out your unconscious and saying, man, hey, something's telling me to go to barber school. Something's telling me to get my barber license. Something's telling me to quit GNC, go work for Graders, and then quit Graders and go to get my barber license.
Man, I looked at some stuff, man, when I was coming up. I always felt like even, you know, I've been incarcerated, man, done things I shouldn't have done. But I never felt like this is who I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be sitting here in prison, or I'm supposed to be, you know, whatever it is I'm going through. I never saw me as that was the end game. It was always a phase. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get through this and be something. My mother's a boss. Always has been her entire life. Graduated high school, 16 years old, finished college before she was 20. You know what I'm saying? Father, been a boss.
Yeah.
His whole life, been a boss. My biological father. Found out my biological father boss. Worked at IBM 35 years as an engineer. You know what I'm saying? Doing very well. You know, retired in good health. He's golfs and relaxes.
Yeah.
I felt like I wasn't supposed to be nothing but a boss,
Right.
being that's what I come from.
Yeah.
I take pride in my last name. I take pride in my family. My sister's a boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though I went to prison, even though I did things that wasn't boss-like when I was coming up sometimes, my mind was still, I'm going to get there one day.
Mhm.
It never, ever wavered. No matter if I ain't have a dime in my pocket or a friend to my name. It was just something that I
couldn't see it no other way.
I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it in no other way. And the story ain't written or done by any means. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm still trying to get where I'm going in life. But at the same time, the direction is where I want it to be going now. And if you live long enough, and I'm 52, if you live long enough, you will go through a lot of things. But if you just keep on getting up, the only difference between a winner and a loser is the loser didn't get up the last time. He stayed down.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't never give up, you don't never lose.
Right.
What is it, Nicky Loud? I like watch a lot of auto racing, sometimes Formula One and stuff. Nicky Loud always said, winning is cool, winning is great and all, but losing is the only way I learned.
Yeah.
You know, by losing, you always learn more.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah. They're not losses, they're lessons, man. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to lose to learn. I mean, there's no better teacher than, that stove's hot. How is it? Put your hand on it, you'll really find out how hot it is.
Yeah, and people think, they so afraid to fail, but failing is first attempt is a lesson. That's what fail means.
They said, what's the man that fixed the phone, that did the phone? No, they did one of them.
Apple.
It's Alexander Graham Bell. No, it wasn't him. It was, what's the other great lecturer? Thomas Edison.
Oh, yeah, Thomas Edison.
The phone, right? No, it's a light bulb.
Light bulb.
Thomas Edison. 10,000 tries, man, before he perfected the light bulb.
Yeah.
He failed 999 times, man.
Yeah.
9,000.
And sometimes you feel good about your failures. Like even as a guitar player, like I feel super confident when I feel like, there's no way I'm not, I don't see myself being anything else. And sometimes I feel that way. It's because like, I've already played my like shit shows. Like I've already done bad or failed enough to like see how far behind me that is,
Yeah.
Like, and I wouldn't want to, knowing what I know, I guess, that I don't know near enough, but like I wouldn't want to try to go into like large scale something knowing I haven't failed yet. Like that would be scary.
And
like
failures are only like huge, super huge to us. To the rest of the world, they're like, okay, he just tried, he didn't make it. But our egos sometimes embarrass us from failing. And, we didn't talk to all this stuff about what we was going to do, and then it didn't work out. And that can sometimes be a little moment of embarrassment or whatever like that. But some people don't try because they're afraid of failing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, basically.
And then not only that, not just being afraid of failing, but people have to understand is that sometimes stuff just is not going to go the way that you planned it to go. And then when things happen, you know what I mean? And I just had to learn this myself. When things happen, you can't stay stuck in a rut and get to thinking about woulda, coulda, shoulda. You have to jump straight on the ball and start trying to find solutions. Mm-hmm. And then once you find solutions, you have to be 100% committed to doing whatever it is to be successful, to be right, to be whole, and whatever it is that you're trying to do. Because you can't stay in an environment and in a situation that you know is going to be a snake to your heart. It's gonna ruin you. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna let you be anybody. You're not gonna be anybody. You're gonna just be in somebody else's coattails. Nobody who wants to live in somebody else's coattails and not have any other level of success for themselves. Mm-hmm. I don't, you know what I mean? But people see people and they do things and then they're like, oh man.
Well, that's the only part we see now.
I ain't gonna try that.
Nobody talks about that part.
I ain't gonna try that. I'm just not gonna do it.
Man, we gotta leave here with no regrets.
But you got to put it all on the table. You gotta be willing to
I heard a story that was told through a motivational speaker, and he was talking about regrets. And he said, you really want to see regret? He was talking to a younger guy. So he took him to an old person's house. I mean, a old folks' home, like a nursing home, and made him spend the night there and talk to older people. And these older people, some of them were successful, some of them weren't successful. But some of them had regrets that they didn't even try, that they didn't even, and now their bodies and stuff were older and they couldn't physically do the things that they wished that they had attempted to do when they were younger. And they had misery in their eye, and they were looking at the younger man and wishing that they were him with more time. Because time is what we don't. We only get so much time.
It's like
you know
regret more. If you're gonna have,
what are we gonna do with the rest of our time?
It's like if you're gonna have regrets, regret more. I'd rather regret more stuff that like I did. I don't have too many regrets where I did something and wish I didn't do it, because I don't know. I feel like that's not as bad as stuff that you didn't do and later on regret that you wish you did. To me, I'd rather have the other problem, like, oh, I did that and that didn't go as planned, or
it wasn't right,
that wasn't it. But at least I got to learn something from it, rather than being like,
never tried.
Never tried.
Yeah, like
that sucks.
Yeah,
because that when you don't try, that same thing that you don't try nags at you.
Yeah.
That same thing's gonna nag at you, because it's like,
and everybody's met could have been people who tell you that.
But sometimes you don't have to be the most talented person. You might have to be the most gifted person.
You just have to get out there.
If you just keep on going, keep on being persistent. If you're the most persistent person, though, you know what I'm saying? In the long run, you're gonna win. Turtle in the hair, man.
And don't try to be successful until you've defined it for yourself.
That's like when they taking my barber's
persistence
test.
pays off.
Passed it the first time trying it, passed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But going to get my CDLs, I failed it 10 times. You know what everybody was telling me? Why you keep on taking it for you a barber? Like, you should be straight. I'm like, nah, I need this up under my belt because this could be something else for me.
Yeah.
But 10 times though, man. You know what I'm saying? And then bam, that day that I knew that I was ready to pass it was the day. You know what I'm saying? I felt it.
Yeah, you knew it from the day you got up.
When I passed that, boy.
You got it from the day you got up. The day you got up.
You couldn't back that baby. You couldn't out of that, could you?
Hey.
You couldn't get it between them cones, could you?
You know it. I was like, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. But that CDL was a motherfucker though. But 10 times though.
Hey,
like
man.
the instructions was like.
For all the effort you put in, we got to give this man a shape up, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
10 times? Come
10
on,
times.
man.
10 times?
Man, they knew my name out there.
They're like, you back?
I bet they did know you back.
But they kept encouraging me though. You know what I'm saying?
Come on in, Mr. Williams.
And then it was a black state trooper, and this is the 11th time where I passed.
I'm about to say, I bet he would have felt bad.
Look, no, he said, you gonna get it today. And I said, well, you gonna help me out with it? He was like, nah, but you gonna get it today. He said, because you can come, you know what I'm saying, once a week. You ain't never missed a week. You came consistent.
You got it on.
So you got it on essentially 10 times.
After 10 times of failing, they just give it to you.
So I mean, you trusted your ability the whole time.
Yeah.
You knew, like you.
I knew this time. I was like, I got this.
No, what we saying is that after 10 consecutive tries without missing a week,
You got an attendance award.
you got
The
11th time they just punch your ticket.
Yeah.
They just punch your ticket.
Bam.
Go through, Mr. Williams.
It was like here.
With that said, man, y'all watch out for Doe on the road, man. This concludes another podcast for the Shape Up, man.
I watch out now.
That was a good one, man. That was a fun time.